We got a draft to call. Get in here. I want to know what y'all think. We are here. We are here. It's your boy, the coach. Welcome to the Coaches Huddle, where the field meets family. And don't look now, but we got a Senior Bowl today. We got draft prospects to still look at. We got 30 visits shaping out for the San Francisco 49ers. And we are getting ready for the season. I'll tell you this right now. I don't want to talk about narratives. I'm narrative out. I don't want to talk about who gets paid, who doesn't get paid. Look, my biggest thing is I got to talk about onward and upward. We got to talk about the draft. What are the Niners going to do with the 11th pick? Is the 11th pick viable for what's available, barring who's off the board? What are the strengths and weaknesses of this class? We've already talked about Walter Nolan. James Pierce Jr. is one guy that I love. That's kind of my guy that I would love for us to get at 11. But guys, I'll talk to you about Kyle. I'll talk to you about Brock. I'll talk to you about, I think Brock and Steve Young sat down and had a conversation today. All of that's cool. But in a sense, I feel like that's talking about the royal family. Who cares? We got an entire draft. We got Robert Saleh in the building. We got picks. We got free agency. We got to get shit going, man. And we ain't got time to worry about somebody's money. No narratives. I'm over it. If you ain't got a game to talk to me about, if you ain't got height, weight, speed, a 40, if you ain't got to talk, if you ain't ready to talk about that, I ain't got nothing for you, bruh. Losing teams are still licking their wounds. Pause. We ain't one of those teams. We had a down year. We had unforeseen circumstances, stuff that was completely out of our control. But I'm here to talk about what's in our control. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Should we sign Javon Holland at safety? No. 18 to 19 per. He's too rich for our blood. Too rich for our blood. I would love to have him. Getting a free agent like Javon Holland would be amazing. It would completely shut down the whole free safety conversation that we've been basically pilfering at since Jimmy Ward has left. But no, a little too rich for our blood. But I like where your head is at. Be more like Raul. Okay? The link is in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. Come one, come all. I want to be able to talk about draft prospects, next steps, new direction. You want to talk about the Senior Bowl? We could talk about the Senior Bowl. Get some names in here. Let's get nerdy, man. All right? I got Jonas coming up. All right, I got Andrew after that. And let's get into the business that is the 49ers. Jonas, my guy. What's good, brother?
What's up, Coach? I hope
How you
can
doing,
hear me
man?
well this time.
Man, Jonas, you're crystal clear. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, Coach. Thanks. You know what's funny? I like that you started off the show like that because all I want to talk about is the draft and free agency and the new season. I have no interest in talking about no contract talk, no narratives about is Kyle a good leader, all this bullshit, bro. We ain't got time for this. We have a new season to prepare for. Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? What I'm talking about, Jonas.
Yeah.
At some point, we got to move on. That's all I'm saying. At
No,
some
we have.
point, we got to move on. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Look,
the combine is in 3 weeks, coach. I mean,
come
the
on.
free agency is in like a month, so it's like we have to move forward and look forward to what's coming up. So I have a few thoughts for you, coach. First, I want to start with the draft prospects at 11, and then I want to discuss some free agency thoughts with you about who
Let's get into
we
it,
should.
dog. Let's go.
Okay, okay. First of all, I listened to your show yesterday with um,
Tom,
Tom Jensen, who I always enjoy talking to on Twitter.
Tom's the
He's
best,
got
isn't
really
he?
good insight. Yeah, he's really good insight.
He's
I like
amazing.
both the guys you guys had, by the way. I like Nolan and I like James Pierce. You know why? Because
Talk
both
to
of
me.
them, not only do they have the physical traits, they've been productive in college. For
Mm,
so long, coach, we've been picking people who haven't produced in college. Trey Lance, Jake Jackson, like Javon Kinlaw, like these guys who are basically traits only and haven't really produced in college. So for once, I would like us to pick at 11. I want us to pick somebody who has produced in college, coach, whether it's Pierce Jr., whether it's what's his
Walter
name,
Nolan.
Walter Nolan, whether it's
Hmm.
Malachi Starks, whether it's Mike Green, someone who has produced in college. Like that's what I want at 11. I don't want. By the way, also another thing I'm anti is this guard slash tackle thing. If I'm gonna pick at 11, it better be a tackle only. It cannot be guard slash tackle. You can find guards in the third round, fourth round. Like we found
Hmm.
Dominic Booney there. So I don't want us to pick a. When is the next time we're gonna pick in at 11? We have to pick someone, coach, that is going to be as close to a blue chip as possible. That's my thought.
All right. So I agree with you. A couple of things about Walter Nolan and James Pierce. Now, I'm going to be a little redundant. I don't think that everybody that was in that show was there for our breakdown of them. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna start with James Pierce first, right? Walter Nolan, honestly, he's somebody who I fear he may not be there at 11. I mean, this kid
Yeah,
is. I mean, he is Quinnen Williams with an attitude, and that's saying a
yeah,
lot. Um,
yeah.
but for James Pierce, man, I believe that he takes our defense. All right, if you don't want to change the wide nine, fine, do what you want. But this is my Hannibal's in the background going crazy. But if you don't want to take, if you don't want to change the wide nine, fine, you don't have to. But at the very least, man, upgrade it. One thing that happens with that you get out of James Pierce immediately is you get a 3-down pass rusher immediately. Elite first step, okay? Flexibility out the wazoo, and he's got the frame at 6'5", 245 pounds to put on that 15 pounds to really get his man body. And he's a hard worker. One thing that I will say is that guys that are tweeners, they don't really know what to do on like downs where the ball is going away from them, necessarily where they're not getting real contact at the point of attack, and they take plays off because sometimes guys are package guys, right? They get used in situations, and in a way, that's not the league. But with this guy is 6'5", 245, and he's been used every snap, every down. He's not coming out on rush downs. He's not coming out on 3rd and 1, 2nd and short. He's playing. This guy is chasing down from the backfield. He's getting down the line of scrimmage. I mean, he immediately, it's in the sense of what a corner can do on 1/3 of the field. I feel as though that this kid, if we got him from the nine technique back from curl to flat, hook to curl, he is a problem. There, that entire side of wherever he's at. Because another thing that he's awesome at is his screen diagnosis, man. His IQ is very good to be somebody that can that has the ability to just blow by you. And that's the thing that worries me as if I switch gears into Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan's a beast. I mean, 6'4", 295, 4'9", 40. Strength in both legs, generates power through his hips, flexible, decent pad height. At times he can get high, but a violent man. My biggest thing with him is that if he doesn't get a live body where he can just blow past one guy, are we going to have somebody that is a little bit of a Kim Diche? I don't know if you remember Kim Diche. He was like one of the
Robert Gamgee, I remember.
yeah. Remember Kim Diche?
Yeah.
his biggest issue when he was at Ole Miss and when he first got into the league is that he was an agent, a free agent. He played to the tune of his own drum. Like he did whatever he wanted. He's talented, but he had to bounce around the league a little bit, and he had to get into some issues before he found out, like, okay, I'm talented, but I got to play with people. All right, I can't just all be about me. That's the only thing that worries me about Walter Nolan, and that's going to come by process of, can he get a second move? Can he get a counter move? Can he stay in his gap and understand that, yeah, blowing past the guy 10 yards up the field, yeah, that looks good on tape, but you gave up your gap, Walter. So those are little things that you can fix with these guys, but immediately having these guys on the field at 11, I think it's can't miss. What do you think, man? Outside of those two guys, do you have anybody else that you think you wouldn't be mad if the Niners got?
Coach Will Johnson, Malachi Starks. I would actually be fine. I would really like Mike Green. You know what? I've been thinking about this, Coach.
You'd be okay with Mike Green at 11?
And I have a stat for you, Coach. The last time the Defensive Player of the Year from the Sun Belt was picked in the first round of the NFL draft. Do you know who that was?
No, tell me.
And if I send you that guy's measurables, it's almost identical to Mike Green's measurables. DeMarcus Ware in 2005.
DeMarcus Ware and Mike Green have the same measurables? Are you serious?
Yes. I'm not even
Mike
joking,
Green is
Coach.
like 6'5"? Like 6'4". Okay.
No, actually, look it up right now, Coach. Look up.
Mike Green is 6'4", 248. I'm looking it up now.
No, but not like what he was in the NFL. Look up the RIS score, because that's what he was in the NFL draft when he was measured. DeMarcus Ware RIS score.
Okay.
RAS score, I think it's called. Yeah, you're gonna see what I'm talking about now.
I'm looking now. I hate the dead air. Hold on. He was 6'4". He was 6'4", 258 pounds. Mike Green, 6'4", 2. They're off by 10 pounds. 6'4", 248. That's crazy.
Wait, Coach, is that what it says in the Wikipedia or the RIS score? Well, I'm talking about when he was at the combine, when he was measured at the combine.
Hold on. Here we go. His RAS score was 9.68 out of a possible 10.
Yeah.
All right. So do you think this guy, I don't know, DeMarcus Ware and Mike Green, that's a hell of a comp right there.
No. Listen, Coach. I'm not saying he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. This was just the last time.
Like I'm not challenging you. Like, stand by the courage of your convictions. I'm not challenging you.
I didn't say, Coach, I did not say he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I just said the last time the Defensive Player of the Year from the Sun Belt was picked in the first round, it was DeMarcus Ware. And it was the same questions. The level of competition was a big question. His arm length, by the way, DeMarcus Ware was like 32 inch arms. It was not like, or is it 33? Like, it was not like the big, like, what do you call it? Like the Drake Jackson, he had 34 inch arms. It was not like that.
Right.
My only thing is that I don't want to make the mistake, not necessarily at 11, but I don't want to make the mistake of picking, like, let me give you examples. Shamar Stewart, Michael Williams. Those two guys is the two guys I fear the most for the Niners. They're going to be picked based on traits and just the way they're built, and they didn't produce at college despite playing at Texas A&M and playing at Georgia. So that's the kind of thing I fear, picking people based on traits instead of like you have good traits and you also have production. So I kind of really fear the Niners are going to pick one of those two guys.
Okay. I mean, I will be honest with you right now. Outside of the tackle draft, there's a couple of things that I want to get out there that I feel like need to be highlighted. It's a weak tackle draft. Okay, so Kelvin Banks, in my opinion, is not a tackle. I think that Kelvin Banks is a guard. At 6'4", 312 pounds, 315 pounds, I think that Kelvin Banks, he's a bit of a lunger. He's a waist bender. He is athletic. He moves very well for his size. He's got great feet, phenomenal feet. But for me, I just don't see the length. I don't see the fast twitch that he will be able to need on the edge to just see the best pass rushers week in and week out. Now, Will Campbell, I mean, what else can you say, man? 6'6", 320. My God, a monster of a man. The pure epitome of what you want in a guard. I mean, what you want in a left tackle. Nasty, strong. He is a little slow. I would be interested to see what his 40 is, especially his 10-yard split. But in my opinion, Will Campbell is somebody that if he falls to 11, that would be unreal. But
yeah.
Let me ask you this though: if we draft Will Campbell, if Will Campbell fell to us, would you be okay with throwing Colton McKivitz to left guard? Do you think Colton McKivitz could play left guard? Because would you put Will Campbell at left tackle or would you put him at right tackle? Obviously at right tackle if Trent's playing.
Oh yeah, I would definitely put Will Campbell at right tackle, and I would put McKibbit at left guard. That would be what I would do, because I think Will Campbell. The thing, coach, I didn't even consider people like Will Campbell, people like Mason Graham, people like Abdul Qadir. I don't think like people would have to be blind not to have picked those guys as a top five, top six. So I didn't even consider them. But Will Campbell would be the ultimate dream for me out of all those guys, even more than an Abdul Qadir. I have some
Right.
opinion about him, by the way, coach. That I think
Tell
like
me.
a lot of people are nasty. Is it just me, or is Abdul Qadir just another variant of Chop Robinson? Like, I'm sorry, I see the same guy. I see the same guy. I
Mm,
see the same guy, coach. And I feel like maybe it's just my eyes. But when I watch those two guys, I'm like, you bully bad tackles. And I've seen them against the best competition. They're just too undersized. They keep getting bullied against the best. I saw this guy, Abdul Qadir, against Josh Connolly, against Ariante Urshri. Those big, he was not doing anything. So it's like, are you just are you just getting off the edge against these bad Big Ten tackles, or are you actually Micah Parsons? Because that's the comp that he's been getting. I do not see Micah Parsons. I see Chop Robinson. That's my personal.
all right. So Abdul Carter, I mean, he's one of one. You got to be honest. So as far as the measurables are concerned, I do see what you're talking about. Uh, it, it's a little uncanny about how they are the same in as far as they're not necessarily imposing. They're both 6'3". Abdul Carter's a little bit bigger, I would say, at 260. They got him at 259. I think he's bigger. I've seen him play. My only thing is that, all right, so the weaknesses that I see with Abdul Carter is, all right, he's got a pass rush and it's very, very powerful, but it's a bit raw. And he relies purely on, and what I mean by that is that his pass rushes, he relies purely on athleticism.
Yep, just like Chop.
Yeah. And that's another problem. The same issue that I have with Walter Nolan is that, look, Walter Nolan is a beast, but if you're the Hulk, you don't know how to be anything but the Hulk. And even Aaron Donald didn't throw everybody around, right? Like, come on, man. Shouts out to what's our guard that used to give Aaron Donald the work. What's
How
our
did I
guard's name
forget
that we
his
lost him?
name?
Daniel
Yeah,
Brunskill. Daniel
yeah,
Brunskill. Remember Brunskill used to fucking
yeah,
give Aaron Donald the work.
yeah. So, coach, are
So
you saying that Nolan plays with ego, like his
no,
pass rushes?
I
Okay.
just I think he just has a very high prey drive. He hasn't, he a puppy that ain't been bit. He ain't met a dog bigger than him yet. He
Oh,
don't
he's
know no
21.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah, he don't know no better. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
that's the thing. He hasn't seen like grown man strength on a consistent level that's gonna make him change what he does. In a sense, that was Javon Kinlaw's problem,
Yeah.
where his biggest thing that he relied on when he was at South Carolina was overpowering folks, bullying guys, right? Being imposing. It's just the truth, and you got to
Yeah.
use your tools. It got him to the league. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But when you get to the league where you're dealing with men that are not only strong but they play with technique,
Mm.
you're gonna struggle. You got to bring a little bit more. And I will say this: the league is as skilled as it has ever been.
Yep.
It's super skilled. So, back to Abdul Carter a little bit. I'll tell you this.
Coach, who is your comp, coach? Do you have a comp for him?
Yeah,
Like
I do.
similarities. It doesn't have to be the same guy, but just a similar style.
Yeah, I do see a little bit of Micah Parsons in his game, but Micah didn't rely on his athleticism that much. I mean, I feel like a little bit, to be honest with you, I hate to say this, he gives me a little bit of Drake Jackson vibes.
Coach, no, 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 coach. No.
I gotta be honest, man.
Oh
He gives
no.
me Drake Jackson vibes. Like chop down guy, very super first step, like quick first step, athletic. But I don't know how strong he is.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And for as athletic and as and as top tier of a pass rusher he is, I don't know. Like one thing, why Nick Bosa is getting paid that 34 million is because you don't have to take Nick Bosa off the field in rundowns.
Yeah.
Like he's a 3 down guy, right?
Yep.
One thing about him is that I've seen some weaknesses against the run. He doesn't really set the edge that strong. He's always trying to make a play, so he's always like getting caught peeking inside. And because he's always getting caught peeking inside, he creates natural cutbacks lanes for ball carriers. And I'm gonna tell you this too, man. Like, there's a little bit of I'm gonna tell you one thing about him as well is that he's a good hunter, but I don't know if he's an assassin. And the difference is that like a hunter, they already know how to go forward, but an assassin, he knows how to pick out his target. And I've seen this dude get olayed in the open field, something nasty, on more than one occasion. And teams will like single you out for that type of stuff. So there's weaknesses with Abdul Carter. I'm not a big fan. I mean, not necessarily a big fan of drop. Like if we got him at 11, take him, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he, in my opinion, he's not a slam dunk. I
No,
don't think
coach,
he
he's been
is.
painted as that. That's the thing that gets me. And I've watched like some games back against West Virginia. I think he was playing Wyatt Millum, who we saw at the Senior Bowl get bullied by a lot of different ends. Wyatt Millum had him in Alcatraz, coach. Like I don't know if you've seen that game. Like and people like Ariante Ersery, like bigger tackles who just getting their hands on him first. So I don't know. He's been painted as a slam dunk coach. And I don't think he's. I think Will Campbell is the closest to a slam dunk in this draft, in my opinion. Like a guy who is going to be a good player, regardless of it's a guard, a tackle. He's going to be a good player. That's my opinion.
Okay, so all right, as far as like, all right, my top 3 can't miss guys in this
Mm.
draft. As far as like, if you're gonna go top 10, I'd go with the best corner in the draft, Will Johnson out of Michigan.
Yep, I
Um,
agree.
I'd go with Cameron Ward. If you're gonna take a quarterback, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. I think that Cam is a fringe first round pick if he's in last year's draft. So let me say that too.
Yeah,
Okay. So we're not here to say it's just, the drafts make the player. It is what it is. The times make the man, not the other way around. So Cam Ward, I'd say Will Johnson, Will Campbell, for sure, out of LSU. McMillan, the receiver out of Arizona. I think he's a dog, 6'5", 210, 84 receptions, over 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. He averages 15.7 yards a catch. I mean, let me ask you this.
mm.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
Do the Niners need, do the Niners have a number 1 receiver? And if they don't, would you be upset if they went and got one in this draft?
The Niners do have a number one receiver, in my opinion, and that's George Kittle. I consider him a number one receiver.
Ah!
No, I do, coach. I do. He's a number one receiver.
You sidestepped the whole.
No, I
Oh my,
didn't. Coach. If you ask the Chiefs, who's the number one receiver? Is it not Travis Kelsey? Is he not the number one receiver for the Chiefs?
No, I wouldn't
Because
say.
receiver to me is ball catcher. Like I don't consider it like just wide receiver. Because I saw
Okay.
George Kittle last year. He was to me one of the most dominant receivers, and he barely got the ball. He got the ball like 94 times. He got targeted, and he still got 1,100 yards. So I
Hmm.
feel like if he became more of a feature of the passing game, I don't think we would notice Ayuk being gone for the first few weeks. So to me, I do not consider wide receiver, especially in the first round, a need at all.
All
That's
right, hold
just
on, hold
how
on,
I
hold on,
look
hold
at it.
on. I'm on Kansas City's receiving yards.
Yeah, it's Kelsey, coach.
It is Kelsey. It's Kelsey.
Yeah,
He had 823 this year. Xavier Word, he had 634, 638.
yeah,
Okay, but all right. Can you please indulge me then? Jesus Christ. You
yeah. I
just took
will
over the
indulge you.
whole
I will.
like
I will. Coach, I know this is the off season. This is the
poke
time to
holes in
dream.
my whole shit, dog. Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, all right, all right. Let me indulge. Let me indulge. Let me
All right, all
indulge.
right, all right.
Yeah. Ted McMillan,
So
I will consider. But none of the others. Luther Burden and all the other guys, I don't look at them as number one receiver. But Ted McMillan is the one
Ted McMillan. So you're on the train for McMillan.
guy. If he's there at 11, he's the one guy I would consider. Definitely.
Okay, so but answer the okay. So I guess
Yeah.
so you're saying that the Niners do not have a number one receiver.
Well, with Ayuk being shelved, I do not consider the Niners having right now because I don't know what state he's even going to be back. I don't think the Niners right now have a number one receiver, but they have a number one pass catcher, obviously, in Kittle, but they don't have a number one receiver, wide receiver. No, they don't. They don't.
All right,
They don't
so
current.
I got to be honest with you too. I would not be mad at Ted McMillan at 11. That's
Mm.
the only that is the only. All right, so let me
Skill
take
player,
myself
you
to
mean?
let me
Yeah.
take myself to task because I'm getting
Yeah.
way ahead of my skis because I know
Mm.
that there's
Mm.
somebody in this chat right now that's saying, "Coach, you full of shit," because you definitely said that you would get Ashton Genty at 11. I for sure did say that, but upon further review of me looking at the draft, all right, and just understanding, practically, if there was like a wild card at 11, if Ted McMillan fell at 11, I would say take Ted because we definitely do need a number one receiver. Now there's reports that we're a dark horse for T Higgins. Have you heard that news?
Those are bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like it's simply like there are some reports, coach, that I see that I'm just like it's not even worth paying attention to. I don't even know why anyone would buy it. You got teams, coach, who have 100 million plus in cap space, like the Washington team. You got the Patriots. Why would he not go to those teams who can offer him all the money in the world? Or why would he not go back to Cincinnati if he wants a place where he wants to be and take less money? Like the
I
Niners
don't
to me are not even close.
I don't
The,
got I don't got T Higgins wanting to come over here, man.
no,
I don't
no.
see it.
No, no.
Okay. Oh, all right, all right. Another dark horse pick that I got you. I
Okay.
got you, Felix. I got you, Felix.
Mm,
Another dark horse pick.
mm.
Tyler Warren at 11. What do you think? Tight end out
It,
of Penn State.
it,
Let me help you out.
it,
Tight end out of Penn State,
Coach, I know
6'6",
who it is.
257. Go ahead. My bad. My bad. I just want to help
If
you
it
out.
no no, it's all good. It's all good. But Tyler Warren would when I would be fine with Tyler Warren, coach?
Okay.
If you fix the fucking trenches. Oh, did I curse again? My bad, coach. If you fix the trenches in free agents, if you get a Drew Dolman, DJ Jones, if you get people who are gonna fix your biggest need, which is center, and
Okay.
run stuff in defensive tackle, if you get that in free agency, then I'm fine with who you picking a Tyler Warren, Seth McMillan at 11. But if you don't fix your trenches in free agency, then I don't know how you can justify picking a skill player, no matter who it is, at 11. That's how I view.
No matter who it is, even a Ted McMillan.
Ted McMillan is, I would consider him more than Tyler Warren, but it's still like it's like a slices coach. Like Ted McMillan, if he's there at 11, and there's let's say at Walter Nolan there, there's James Spears there, I would give Ted McMillan maybe 20% of the slice because I just don't view it as big of a lead as the other two positions that would be available there. But to me, again, coach, this when this would be more fun if we do this same conversation after free agency, after we see how they plug some of the holes on this roster, because then it would be much more clear what is what is what is the priority, what is left. But right now, it's just so murky. Every position can be considered. But Tyler Warren, to me, that's the one is completely out of the question for me.
All right. So we've already talked about first round. We've talked about potential guys that are coming in. I hope you know this, Jonas. It's me and you for the duration, dog. It's looking like it's going to be a Jonas and Coach show. I'm rocking with you, dog. So
Yeah.
look, let's get. We'll go round by round. So how about
Yeah.
this? So we've looked at pick 11. Okay.
Mm.
We've talked about James Pierce, Walter Nolan. We've talked about Tech McMillan. We've even talked about Tyler Warren, the possibility of Will Campbell. We even covered Kelvin Banks. Also, some guys that we think that are just out of our wheelhouse. We can't get them.
Mm.
One thing that I have noticed that nobody's talking about is that the Niners, we have 11 picks coming into this year's draft.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've got one in the first round. We've got a second round pick. We've got 2/3. One of those is a comp pick. I think that's a D'Amico pick. All right. We've got 3/4, which is huge. Two comp picks in the fourth. We pick 112, 138, and 139 in the fourth. We've got 1/6, and we've got 3 7th-round picks.
Mm.
Is there anywhere during the draft, or is there anybody that you see where the Niners could start trading up? Because with 11 picks, we can always trade back and get more picks in the future for the next year. So that's always viable. But 2 questions just to close this out. Where do you see the Niners trying to trade up with some of these picks moving forward? And don't worry, I'll run them off to you again. And do the Niners stand pat and actually draft 11 rookies?
I don't see the Niners picking 11 rookies, coach. I just don't see that
Mm-hmm.
happening. I think it's probably going to be maybe 7 or 8. So I do see a possibility for trading up. And my most likely scenario that I see, because I know Kyle so well, is after taking his medicine in the first 2 rounds and it being sensible picks, in the third round, he's gonna trade up for somebody like a Travion Henderson, somebody like or maybe Omarion Hampton. That's my prediction. That's the one place I see. That's what I see. And it's too
All right.
predictable. It's not even a prediction.
So Kyle's going running back. So we're sitting here saying pick 4 in the draft, which is the third comp pick. That's pick 99.
Hmm.
That's when it's Kyle time. That's when
Oh
he's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out
He's gonna
to
say
rear
he's gonna
his
be
ugly
sitting there.
head.
Coach, he's gonna be sitting there in that war room, and he's gonna be so bored. It's gonna be like D line, edge. I'm so bored. Like I want Travion Henderson. Remember how people talked about how badly he wanted Joe Williams in that 2017 draft,
Oh
and
my
he really said,
God.
"I
He
must."
would not shut up about Joe Williams.
so so that's what I see. And by the way, coach, one last question: do we know what's going to happen with Jordan Mason? Is he like a restricted free agent? What's the deal with him? Like, do we? I don't even know what the deal with him is. Is he an actual free agent, or can we sign him and the other teams have to match their offer or something like
I
that?
think he is. I believe that he may be a restricted free agent. Other teams have to maybe match him. Let me get on Sport Track real quick just to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with all of this shit in front of me. I might as well look. I might as well use it. Uh, so right now, let me see. Looking at Jordan Mason.
I think it might be like Joanne Jennings last year. That type.
Yeah, well, Jawan Jennings last year was for sure a restricted free agent.
Mm.
I know that for a fact. Uh, no, undrafted career earnings. Nope, he's a restricted free agent.
Okay, okay. So
So right,
other teams can sign him, and then we have to put a tender on him, like a third round
yeah.
tender,
So
second
then
round
I
tender.
think the Niners may put a tender on him. What do you think? Do you think the Niners would do something like do as much as a second round pick tender on him?
I don't think so. I think they'll probably put a third round tender on him. But I think that's probably what they will do because I think they can always sign. Like I just told you, they can always draft somebody because that's the deal with running backs. No one wants to sign a running back to a second deal unless it's like a McCaffrey, it's like a Barkley, stuff like that.
Saquon.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Saquon, yeah. But that's
You know who
that's
hurt?
yeah. Go ahead. Go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the one guy that I want to see signed within the first 2 3 days, coach, and that would tell me that Jed York and all these guys are serious about fixing this team is Drew Dolman. If I see that guy sign within the first 2 3 days of it, that will tell me you're willing to fix the biggest holes on this team. Like if I see that, then I think then I would be with you and the other guys who are like maybe Ted McMillan, maybe Tyler Ward. I'd be fine with all of those picks as long as they gotta fix the issues on the team in the free agency. Because I feel like unless those are fixed, then it's almost like we're running it back with obvious holes on the team. So it's like what actually changed besides Salah?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Drew Dalman right now is projected. He's the all right. So let's get it out the way.
Mm,
This isn't a stopgap. This isn't a like a guy. This isn't like Javon Hargraves, right? Like
yeah,
Hargraves was, hey, he's already coming. He had the best year of his career, and he's coming off of it. And we're giving him probably his bag. He's never had this much money in his entire career, and what we really need him to do is just rush the passer. That's not
mm,
this. Drew Dalman is the best center in football, arguably.
mm,
Arguably. He's young. He's only 26 years old. All right. And right now, he was a fourth round draft pick. He's slotted right now at a potential 4-year, $46 million deal with about $30 million guaranteed. I will tell you this. If the Niners got Drew Dalman, like you said, that would tell me everything about how they're moving going forward. If they picked up Drew Dalman, first of all, immediately the interior is upgraded. No matter
yeah,
what they do at left guard, I wouldn't even be mad at them looking at left guard and saying, hey, we still got Ben, we can get Ben Barch back,
yeah,
right? Let's see what we can do with Aaron Banks, because that's how much of an upgrade Drew Dalman would be for our offensive line.
yeah,
It would save Brock from having pockets literally fall into his lap. I mean, I don't want to. We know what Jake Brindle is, man. We ain't getting into it,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We ain't getting
By the
into
way,
it. But
coach, I don't know if you're into physiotherapy like that. My sister is physiotherapist. She told me tendonitis does not go away. Tendonitis only gets worse with age. It's not going away. So if you got a
mhm.
30, how old is he? 33, 34, Brenda, and he has
Yeah,
knee tendonitis, and you're telling me you want to win a Super Bowl, and this is the center you're going running it back with, like that. We can't take that seriously. Like that is just
no.
I don't know.
Tendonitis is what you call a degenerative
Yeah,
injury.
yeah,
So it comes from getting older.
yeah.
That's what it comes
Simple.
from. It
Yeah.
comes from like the joint breaking down. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, stop it, Rock.
Well, what
Look,
does he mean by Bowie State? What is Bowie State?
Bowie State that's the school that I coached at. I coached at Bowie State for 3 years, and
So he's
Fayetteville
making a joke.
State. Yeah, he's making a joke. He's a fan. Frank is I think he's an alumnus of
Mm.
one of the schools that are in our conference, which is Fayetteville State
Ah,
University. So he loves to come in here and poke fun at me, even though Bowie be beating the dog shit out of Fayetteville State every time we play them. But anyway, that's a whole nother world. Um, all right. So with this draft coming in, we got 11 picks. We got 11 picks
yeah,
coming up. You've already said to me, I agree with you, by the way. The Niners are not, I don't think the Niners are going to pick up 11 guys in the draft. I do tend to believe that they're going to try to move forward and be aggressive. My biggest question is where? Where do the Niners think they can be aggressive and pick up and steal a guy that they believe is a day one starter? You got to look at last year's draft. They arguably found 4 starters if you think about it, right?
mm,
Malik Mustafa, Renardo Green, Dominic Pooney, and Ricky Pearsall, right? So Pearsall is a fringe starter, but you get the drift,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
In a draft of 11 picks, you're saying to yourself, all right, man, first two picks gotta hit.
Yep.
Right? Like, come on. What are we, schmucks? We know how to do our jobs. We could pick two guys. So, but if you're the Niners, I would be looking at those 2 third-round picks as I'd be challenging. I would be challenging my developmental staff and my scouting staff to find me 2 starters in the 3rd round as well. I'd be
Yeah.
challenging them. Like, so if we're looking at how the Niners are going to roll out their draft, I have them picking up James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee, 6'5", 250-pound edge. Who do you have them picking? Who's your guy? Just for the record.
My guy at 11, it's kind of like I told you. To me, it's Walter Nolan or
Okay.
Mike Green. Those are my guys. Those are the 2 guys.
Okay. Not mad
Yeah.
at that. So Walter Nolan or Mike Green. All right.
Yeah.
So now we got Walter Nolan or Mike Green. Let's say we do it your way. Let's say we get Walter Nolan.
Yes.
11 goes past. Woo! Everybody, you know what they're going to do. They're going to run to every YouTube video, look at Walter Nolan, and then we're going to move forward, right? So
Yeah.
after that, the Niners, they pick in the 2nd round, okay? So Niners pick in the 2nd round. They're picking 43rd overall. All right? That's 11 picks out of the second round, which is awesome because the Niners get a chance to be at the top half of every draft, after every round coming up, right?
Yeah.
So
Which is rare, by the way, for this.
very rare. So who do you got at 43?
Well, considering I took Walter Nolan at 11, and because in my head, Drew Dorman has been signed as the center.
I like
Otherwise, I
that.
would have said Gray Zabel. But because
Okay.
Drew Dorman has been picked, to me, I'm going to go with a guy, another bendy pass rusher from Boston College called Donovan Ezeraku. That's what I would go with at 43 overall.
All right. So you like Donovan Ezeraku out of Boston College, 6'2", 247. You got him. I got him as a midday pick. He is a perfect wide 9 edge. He's versatile. He does fit for what we do. Tell me what you like about him.
What I like about him, coach, is this guy. You look at his weight, right? You're like 248. This guy has one of the best speed to power, coach, that I have seen out of all the edge rushes that are coming out. Not
Mm-hmm.
only is he bendy, like he bends like crazy. I think him and Mark Green have the 2 best bend out of anyone. That's including Abdul Carter.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has good speed to power. So and he's very productive. So to me, that's the guy I would consider if Walter Nolan is the first pick. Then I would consider Donovan Ezeraku as that second pick because I know that Robert Saleh is gonna want an edge that can have that first step. He loves that. Coach, look at who he drafted: Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. They're very similar profile to this guy.
Okay. So let's run it. Let's run it. We got it up here. So
Yeah.
right now, for Donovan Ezeraku, 6'2", 247, edge
34
rusher.
inch arms, by the way, coach. 34 inch arms.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Enters the NFL draft after a productive career at Boston College, where he established himself as a versatile edge rusher across 3 seasons. 6'2", 247, defensive end outside linebacker. Emerged as an impact player for Eagles defense, culminating in 53 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles in his final season. Are we about to go to YouTube and look at this cat right quick? Hold on.
Coach, he was at the Senior Bowl. He was one of the best edges of the Senior Bowl. He was balling.
Want to see what he can do, man. Let's take a look at this kid. Ooh. He's lengthy for 6'2".
Look at those arms, coach. Like 34 inch arms at 6'2". Like,
He's long. Good first step. Ooh. Nice balance. He plays fast too. Strong hands. It don't help that 7'6" was lunging off the rip. Man, he got a 7'6" is in the boom boom room. All right. So you like Donovan? You think he'll be there at 2?
I think he will be there at 43. Yeah, I think so.
All right, bro. So look, Donovan. So that's your guy at 3.
In the second round.
On the second
If
round.
Yeah, if we sign Drew Dolman, which is what I'm predicting in my off-season plan, obviously.
Second round. All right, bro. Okay, so I got us picking James Pierce Jr. I got us picking James Pierce Jr. in the first round. Okay.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, we're still looking D tackle, interior D tackle. All right.
So who's your pick?
My guy, TJ Sanders.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. All right.
TJ Sanders out of South Carolina. 6'4", 290, versatile defensive lineman. This dude is a dog. So hold on. Let me help you out with TJ real quick. Because this dude.
He was at the Senior Bowl, right? I think I noticed him there.
Yep. So hold on. TJ Sanders out of South Carolina. Hold on. I don't see him in here real quick. Oh, come on, man. Hold on. Defensive line, defensive tackle. There he is. All right, so let me tell you about this cat, man. 6'4", 290. All right, here goes his background. The thing that I like about this dude is he is fast as hell, bruh. I can't wait to see his 40. Right now, he's clocked at a 4.9 40. But the truth of the matter is, I think he's faster than that. He's a redshirt sophomore defensive tackle out of South Carolina. Emerged as a formidable force in the trenches. He's standing at 6'5", 298. Standards is an ideal frame for interior defensive lineman. Now, the thing that I love about him right now is that he plays with tons of burst, all right? To be as long as he is and to be fast, it's kind of like a rare combination. When you get guys that are kind of twitchy and they're long, when you get guys that are long, they're going to give you good strength and power. Length of the muscle is the longest muscle is the strongest muscle, but you don't necessarily get any twitch. He's long, but he's fast as well, man. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Let's take a look at this cat real quick. I'm gonna tell you, right now, this whole channel may get shut down because I'm looking at other people's stuff, but I don't care. It's the draft, dog. So let's look at some TJ Sanders highlights. Let me tell you look at this cat, man. Javon Hargraves could never. He's got advanced hands, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, you see his side scissors moves, intricate moves like that, push and pull right there. Intricate moves like that, that's stuff that even for as nasty as Walter Nolan is, I haven't seen him even use that. You see what I'm saying?
Walter Nolan doesn't have a advanced pass rush back, coach.
Yeah.
He's still very raw in that regard.
I like this guy. He's tall, right? You get a long athlete. He's got good hips, breaks through the double team right there, closes. It's something that you love to see, man. I would love to pick this guy up in the second round. That's if we go James Pierce Jr., in the
No, if we go edge round 1, then this guy definitely would be my first pick for the second round.
All right, man. Okay.
First round.
All right. So look, we got those two out the way. So
yeah.
we're either going with your boy out of Boston College, okay, or we're going TJ Sanders. So right now we're feeling good about the draft, okay? Where do you have us going in the third round?
Man, this is when it gets tricky, coach, because I can't claim to be what do you call it? Some advanced draft.
You are not. Analyst. First of all, let's hold on. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
None of us are experts here.
No.
These are two schmoes on the phone just talking ball, bruh.
Yeah.
So all right. So let me just give you some context. The Niners are going to be picking at 75. Okay. 75. So it's going to be the 75th pick of the draft. All right. It's going to be our third pick of the draft. We've already picked 2 defensive guys. All right. So for what it's worth, we've gotten the edge out of the way. We got the interior defensive tackle out of the way. Now, where do you go in the third round? Pick 75.
Pick 75, to me, this is what I would consider. I would consider 3 positions here: cornerback, tight end, and safety. Those 3 positions I would consider, especially cornerback or tight end, because it's a deep tight end draft class. So Mason Taylor, the son of the legendary defensive end for the Miami Dolphins, Jason Taylor, he's in the draft. If he's there at 75, I would really consider him. Mason Taylor out of LSU. And then cornerback, there's this cornerback coach, Maxwell Hairston. I don't know if you've heard of him, out of, I think, Kentucky, or is it Kansas? One of those 2. It's one of those Ks. Those are the 2 guys that I'm thinking of there at 75 overall. Mason
What's
Taylor
Maxwell's last name? Maxwell Hairston. Hairston out of Kentucky, 6'1", 186, third round, off coverage guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you this. You know where I'm going? Third round?
Yeah.
Tate Ratledge.
Oh, the guard from 6'6" guard.
The guard out of Georgia.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
I'm going Tate Ratledge in the third round. I'm hitting him where it hurts, baby. 6'6", 320, senior guard out of the University of Georgia. I'm putting his ass, and he's playing in the Senior Bowl now, whooping ass. I'm putting him in the left guard spot, and he's going to be there for 15 years.
I love it.
Tate Ratledge. Listen, man. You want to talk about a powerful run blocker? Powerful run blocker with the ability to generate movement off the point of attack. Let me throw up a little bit of Tate Ratledge love real quick, man.
Let me see some of his tape, because I've heard.
All right, let's go, bro. Hey, look, I'm gonna throw it up, bro, because Tate Ratledge this my guy, man. And I don't know why. I know lies. I know lies getting me together. Look, this is my draft. All right, it's my party. I can cry if I want to. So look. 6'6", 320 senior out of University of Georgia. All right, he's a right guard by trade, but he plays O-train. Pause. O-train is basically a term that we use for an offensive lineman that can play all 5 positions. Okay? This dude, he's not necessarily your fastest guy, okay? So if you want to see somebody streaking down the seam, that ain't him. But this is a guy who is going to root out of the hole. The Matabukes, the Vita Veas, all of the guys that we see week in and week out, no more. We will not have a problem no more with Tate Ratledge, okay? This dude is a powerful run blocker, excellent hand placement in the upper body strength. I'm going to tell you, he's versatile. He can play both guard positions, bro. Let's get into some beautiful bean footage of Tate Ratledge, bro. I'm going to tell you this right now, bro. If the Niners were to handle two guys on defense and then handling an offense, bro, man, let me tell you something. Here go Tate right here, bro. Look at my guy. Look at my guy. Look at 7'7". Do you see the choppy feet to the second level? Run that back. Hold on. I'm over here. I'm messing up the church's money. Look at my man. Taking the switch off. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's going to get downfield. Log the defender. Still log the defender to the inside. Switches off. This dude has got cement for hands. Look at the entire offensive line is on a blitz, and look at old boy sitting on the line of scrimmage with Tate. The entire O-line gets in on a blitz, and Tate's like, nah, bro. Oh, by the way, that's the number one center. That's the number one center in the nation that he's playing with too. Not the number one center, but that's the number one center in this draft that he's playing against, that he's playing with. Look, come on, man. That's getting him out the club, man. Get him out the club, Tate.
Wow.
Get him out the club.
Yeah, but coach, the thing that I like about this Tate Ratledge pick is that if you look at last year, coach, you got a team that whole identity is built on run blocking, and Jake Brendel and Aaron Banks were not good at run blocking last year. So it's
Sorry,
like you
brother.
gotta fix it. No, I like it. I like the passion.
But go ahead, brother.
No, I was saying that last year Aaron Banks and Jake Brendel were not good at run blocking. So if they are not good at run blocking, we know they're not good at pass blocking. So what's the purpose of them being on the team? Like you gotta replace both spots, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's why I would go take Ratledge in the third round. I'd love to take that pick. And let's give me one more pick. Let's get one more pick out the way because
I
I don't
got
want.
one
I
more
don't.
pick, and this one is gonna be really. I don't know if you've even heard of this guy,
All right.
Sebastian Castro, safety out of Iowa.
First of all, there's no safety. You got Sebastian Castro getting safety out of Iowa getting picked up in
99th
the
overall. Is that the pick we have?
99th
99.
overall.
I think that's
He's
our
not
pick,
even.
right?
Who is that guy?
Sebastian Castro.
I never heard of this guy.
Yeah, I told you it was gonna be a bit left field.
Is he ranked?
Yeah, he is. Look him up, bro. Sebastian Castro, safety Iowa.
I got to see this, man. So let's look at it together. Sebastian Castro, safety, Iowa.
Yeah, coach. You know, just imagine what Jair Brown is. He's the
Okay.
opposite of that. Just watch. You see the highlights. You see what I'm talking about.
All right, let's see what you got.
Look at that form, coach.
Ooh, closing the field. Okay. Okay. So he's got some pass rush ability. Ooh. You ain't jogging, are you? Okay. Ooh.
The
Wow.
form
Way to
tackling,
fight off
coach.
that
That's what
block.
sold me. What sold me is the form tackling. Literally the anti Jair Brown.
I love how he's fighting most of his tackles in the open space. He's fighting off blocks to get tackles, which
Yeah.
shows the physicality in the open field. Oh, he saw that the entire way. He ran the route for him. Is this kid? Is he a? Is he a? Is he an upperclassman? He a junior, senior? What is he?
I believe he was a junior this past season, but I'm not fully sure. I think he was a junior. Yeah.
Well, let's look him up. Shoot, you got me intrigued.
Yeah.
Sebastian Castro.
Yeah. He won't be hard to find because I doubt there's many other Castros coming out of the draft.
All right, hold on. Oh, I need to. There he is. Sebastian Castro. Oh my God, he looks like somebody's uncle. 5'11", 205. He's from Oak Lawn, Illinois. He's only got one pass defense and one interception. This may be a little too rich, Jonas. I don't know. Hold on. Zone free safety. He runs a 4.6. Jonas! Are you at 3? Jonas.
Coach, we've been studying. See, we were literally talked about this at the beginning of the draft. The talk about this draft. It's not about measurables. You just watched this tape, and you were convinced. And now you're looking at
I
his
was not
measurables, and
con-
you're like, ah,
Oh, wait a
yes, you
hold on, hold
were.
on.
Yes, you
Hold
were.
on. Hold on. Yeah, I was not convinced. All right, relax. Okay, you doing way too much, Jonas. Nobody said I was convinced. All right, you putting a little bit too much dip on your chip. Let's see what he's got. He's undersized. He's 5'11", 205. Long speed is a concern. You think? You want a Mexican Tylenol Hufunga?
Wait,
Like,
are
yo,
we not losing Talawano Hufanga, coach?
no, but nah, bro. Yo,
Coach,
this.
this guy's really useful, coach. Like you just saw how he diagnoses stuff. You
I
just
mean,
saw
you
how he
lost me on that, but the
no
measurables, that's college ball, bro.
no. Coach, this guy is gonna be the replacement. He's gonna be the replacement for Hufanga. Now, maybe not at 99. Like I just told you, I don't know where these guys are going, but he's a guy I'd like to pick up wherever he's gonna go.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So I got somebody for you. I got somebody for
Okay,
you.
okay. At 99
Xavier,
overall, right?
huh?
At 99 overall.
No, 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 no. I got you. I got you. All right. So I'm gonna give you my guy. So I'm gonna get him ready. I'm gonna get him ready for you. All right. So look, feast your eyes on a real free safety, my boy. Hold on. So
Okay.
you and I'm not mad at you. We're on the
Mm.
same page. But this is where I'm going for the second, third round pick. I'm going safety too. All right. But I'm going to Andrew Makuba. Okay. 6', 190, free safety, 4.3 speed.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Okay. He can play some nickel safety, man slot zone.
let's put up
All right.
his tape then,
You said what?
because I want to see this speed on the field.
I think, hold on. Now, look. Now, Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts is another guy I see Frisco. Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame. All right. I love Kevin Winston Jr. out of Penn State. All right. But I don't think that those guys are going to be there for the second,
No
third
more
round
Penn
pick.
State safeties, coach. No more Penn State.
All right. Okay. So I think, listen, for me, you got Malachi Starks out of Georgia, Nick Emewarmi from South Carolina, Kevin Winston Jr., Xavier Watts. Those are the top four safeties in the draft. All right. For me, and my guy Tom Jensen, shots out to the mothership. Andrew Makuba, Texas safety, free safety, 6'1", 190. I think that this is what you need. He's a versatile safety. Let's get into a couple of things. First of all, you get true speed. Now see what I'm saying. All right. Now we get real speed on the field. All right. Versatile defender, capable of playing multiple positions in the secondary. We already talked about him being a nickel guy. All right. Strong coverage skills in both man and zone. All right. He's got really good ball skills, high football IQ, and he's a good tackler in space. Let's roll this beautiful bean footage and get over here to my boy, Andrew Makuba. Because I want you to see and is believing. Now, we just saw your boy Fidel Castro.
Sebastian Castro.
You know what I'm saying? We saw us.
Sebastian Castro.
We saw him, man. You know what I'm saying? We saw Fidel Castro. We saw him. But I want you to look at some highlights, my boy. These are some highlights, my boy. Let's go. Check out Makuba, dog. Here we go. That we saw more athleticism in one play than your boy Fidel the whole video.
Coach, that doesn't really tell us anything. That's a late throw. Let's see what
Oh,
he does in center field.
all right, how about that? How about that for a little physicality? We can keep going. But I'm gonna make
Physicality, we had that with Hufanga. I
let's go.
want to see center
All
field
right,
work.
let's go.
Okay.
Okay, we can keep watching.
Yeah.
We can keep watching. We can keep watching. Ah!
Oh, that's the flag he got. I remember this play.
Stop playing with me, Jonas.
Okay, now let's see center field work.
Come on, man.
All right, see now that's
Take
impressive.
me out to the ball game. He's a center fielder.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas. This is who I want. We get James Pierce Jr., okay? We get my boy out of South Carolina, Sanders, the D tackle. All right, we get Tate Ratledge in the first, third round pick, and we pick up Andrew Makuba for my second, third pick. Now, come on, tell me you ain't feeling this draft.
I like this draft.
Look at my boy. What safety do we have on our team that's playing like this?
No one.
4-3, dog.
You know what?
Blazing.
Watching this is making me think maybe I should think more about Malachi start at 11. Watching this tape
Come
because
on.
if a safety has this much impact, then
He
man,
takes away a third of the field, bro.
yeah.
Come on, man. Can't you see
And
him in the Niners?
he's one
Can't
of
you
the
see him in our colors right
I
now?
can because he's one of the few that Kyle probably has watched because he watched his Texas game. So
Look at my
that's
man. Look
probably
at my
one of
man.
the
Look at
few
my
that.
man. And you know what else? You know what the theme is to all of my
Mm.
defensive picks? You know what my
Speed,
theme
speed,
is?
speed, 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 speed.
Speed. Hold on. Speed, strength to power, and mobile quarterbacks. When you put this type of speed on the defense, you don't worry about mobile quarterbacks anymore with James Pierce Jr. on the field. You don't worry about mobile quarterbacks anymore with Andrew Makuba on the field and TJ Sanders on the field. Guys that can run. We got to get faster.
And man, I love Nick Bosa, but that 4.84 speed shows up on the amount of sacks that he misses out on after beating the tackle. How many times have we seen that? I feel bad for him. He should have probably 20 more career sacks if he was a little bit speedier. But it is what it
Definitely. Hey, so
is.
all right. So is it safe to say that we've changed from our Sebastian Castro pick to Andrew Makuba? Can we take that over?
Oh, of course, of course. Coach, I just told you after the first two picks, I have no idea who is it. I'm not really a draft expert. Like I'm just talking about guys that I have seen a little bit about.
I'm putting you on. Hey, look, and I'm putting you on the spot. For context, for those of you who are just popping into the stream, this is supposed to be a call-in show, and Jonas has been my caller for the entire show. So
Yeah.
look, you've given me more than enough. Right now, we're playing with house money, dude. We're an hour in, bro. So if you want to bow out right now and just say, "Hey, coach, what the hell? I gave you, you're fine." But hey, I just wanted to show that literally this could have been anybody, especially, but you yourself
Yeah.
are one of a kind, Jonas. That's not what I'm trying to say, but
No, that's so good.
I love things like this. You know, the way
Yeah.
the show can just contextualize, and I feel like I started out the show with the perfect message, and you answered, bro. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about the draft. So
Yeah.
right now with the first couple of picks, what are you doing with 112? We're in the fourth pick. I'm only going to take you to two more picks.
Mm.
We got three more picks. We got 3/4. So you're at the 112th pick. All right. We've either picked up Walter Nolan in the first round or James Pierce Jr. I think we're going to get James Pierce Jr. All right. Second round, I picked up TJ Sanders from the D tackle from South Carolina. Who'd you pick up?
Donovan Ezaraku from Boston College.
Yes, Donovan Ezaraku, the edge from Boston College. First third round pick, I picked up Tate Ratledge. Who'd you pick up?
Maxwell Hairston.
Maxwell Harrison. Maxwell Harrison. That's a good pickup. I
Yeah,
picked up
DB from Kentucky.
DB from Kentucky. All right.
Yeah.
I went ahead and handled our safeties position at 99.
Mukuba, yeah. Mukuba.
Yeah, we
agreed
had a
on
little
that.
bit of a dip with Sebastian Castro. It's okay. It's okay. Players fuck up too. We're in the fourth round. Pick 112. 112. Okay. Who do you got at 112?
This is the running back spot, is how I feel.
Really?
Yeah. Kyle is gonna
Okay.
pick a running back in one of these because these three picks, we're not gonna be picking all these three picks, coach. I think it's probably gonna be using one of these fourth rounders to trade up for a running back.
So if you're going to go for a running back, who are you picking? Do you think we need a running back?
I mean, Kyle always picks a running back, regardless of whether we need it. So I'm just going by past behavior. So if we go by that, then I think a running back will be the pick here.
All right. So if we're going running back, let's say, and we're looking at pick 112, so that's fourth round.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to throw some names at you to help you out because I know you haven't necessarily gone this deep into the draft, Pauls. So We got DJ Giddens, 6'1", 212 running back out of Kansas State. I like him. How about Dylan Sampson, running back out 5'11", 200-pound running back out of Tennessee. So we're going to look at
Oh,
these
that's the
two
guy I
guys.
like. I've watched that guy. Yeah, I like
Dylan
that guy.
Sampson.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Let's bring up Dylan Sampson. Look him up real quick. And this right here is good for, I feel like this conversation is good just for, it's a palate cleanser. It allows everybody who hasn't necessarily heard about everybody in the draft to start hearing about everybody in the draft. So Dylan Sampson, running back out of Tennessee, 5'11", 190. So one thing about him is that he's a one cut back. All right.
So
He's a
good for
he's a one cut back workhorse, and he's a burner. He's a 4.35 guy.
Yep.
All right. He's a 3-star recruit out of Louisiana. And let's kind of throw him up real quick just to kind of get him up here. Show. Dylan Sampson, 5'11", 190. 5'11", 190. Tennessee out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 4.35 running back, 40. Workhorse back. Draft year's coming out this year. So let's look at some strengths. Elite breakaway speed, 4.3 40 allows him to turn any touch into a big play. Excellent vision and anticipation to set up blocks and press the line and find cutback lanes, zone running schemes. Explosive lateral quickness and agility to make up shortcuts and leave defenders grasping for air. Natural hands and out of the backfield running ability. Demonstrates good contact balance to bounce off tackles. Versatile skill set allows creative offensive coordinators to deploy him in multiple roles and creative mismatches. So have we found CMC 2.0? Let's see what we got. I'm excited. You know, running back is my favorite position.
I watched him, coach, and you know who he kind of reminded me of? Now, when we give comps, this is just like who style of play reminds you of. It doesn't mean that he's gonna play like that. Kind of like Alvin Kamara, Jameer Gibbs style of play when I watched him.
So basically, good center of gravity.
Yeah.
Plays with good tempo.
And just
knows his
runaway
speed.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Sorry about that. Well, first of all, we ain't making no block. We ain't putting no holes that open. He not running through the holes like that for us. So you can forget that.
Look at that one.
Stick his nose in there. Okay. All right, show me something, dog. He runs too high to be 190. I'm just saying. He's 5'11". He's 5'11", and he's running straight up.
Oh, I'm crying. You're saying he thinks he's Johnny Henry, huh?
Nah, he just runs way too high for us. He's got good legs. See if he's got any wasted movement in the backfield. No wasted movement. All right, you're gonna have to show me something more than him just running. Like, I need to see something. This is a horrible highlight tape. So he scores on broken plays. All right, okay, fine, something. All right. Broke a tackle in the backfield, turned off of it, churned his legs. Okay, something. All right, kept his speed too. Didn't lose any momentum. What we got is that he does keep his track. He keeps his angles. He doesn't evade contact, which is really big in the wide zone. You got to make sure that you keep your track. You're going to have to be running to areas that don't look like they're open, and they're going to open at the last second. So I will say that his trust to be a 4.3 runner, you would customarily see him bouncing a lot, really just trying to get the grass, open field to use that speed. But I do like the fact that to be a guy that has what would you call elite speed at 4.33 at running back. Ooh, he could turn. Ooh, now that was special. What
Mm.
was that?
Now you're seeing it, huh?
No, like I like the way he turned that on. Close that gap. Oh,
It looked like he was gonna get tackled.
he's got acceleration. He could turn that on. That 4-3 ain't just for show.
You know who I never believed was 4-3 coach
Who?
is
Raheem Mostert?
Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell.
I yeah.
Cause
I
like
feel the
I
same
never
way.
saw him break away. Like, did you ever see him break away or run? Like, it just I don't know. But he did run
Yeah.
that though, so it wasn't fake. It just wasn't in pad. He's not 4-3 in
Uh,
pad.
uh, 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 Oh, he outran Malachi Moore.
Oh, Malachi Moore, by the way, isn't he also in the draft?
Yeah, Malachi Moore is another sneaky guy that I wouldn't mind getting in the draft. Malachi
Yeah, as
Moore,
a
free
safety.
safety out of Alabama. Uh,
Yeah.
One thing, let me just run his numbers real quick. I love Malachi Moore. I'm an Alabama fan.
Mm.
Malachi Moore is probably one of the most trusted. Um, he's probably like one of the most trusted defenders that has been coached under Nick Saban. He's been freaking at Alabama for 30 years. So there's that. But Malachi Moore, I'm gonna tell you, you want to talk about a leader, an instant leader on the field. That's Malachi Moore. You gonna have somebody where you thought that Huff was a shot in the arm, dude. Wait till you get him on the field. One thing that I love about Malachi is he's not gonna give you. He's gonna give you great play. He has enough speed. He's a 4.5 guy. All right, so he is fast. He's not no 4.6 guy. He's a true 4.5 guy. All right. But one thing that I will tell you that's awesome about him is that he's versatile. He can play across the entire defensive backfield. Malachi Moore first came into Alabama playing corner. All right. He's got really high football IQ, which we already talked about. He's got remarkable ball skills. I'm talking about that patented Bama ball skills where if you throw the ball up, it's getting picked. Like Malachi Moore is from that Mika Fitzpatrick era. Okay.
Yeah.
Where he's from that era of Alabama. Okay. Proven leader, like we already talked about. And one thing I'll tell you is that Malachi Moore is a dog in the run game. Absolute dog in the run game. And he has really good experience on special teams. So that's something that I would like to pick him up. Honestly, and you know what? Jay Jonah, I agree with you. For what this draft is, I love Malachi, but he ain't Makuba. He ain't Andrew
No.
Makuba.
No.
So we just gotta keep it tall. Keep the main thing. Jonas, it was a great call, brother. You rocked out for me the whole time. I'm about to get my boy
One
Warren up here
hour,
next.
1 hour and 15 minutes. I think we were on.
Hey, we
And
got
it
a
went
show
so
out of
fast,
it
by
though,
the
brother.
way. That's how you know it was fun. Literally, I didn't even notice. I'm just looking at the live number. I didn't even notice. Like, we discussed so many things. We went through the whole half season that in the draft. This will be more fun, coach, if we did one, or not even necessarily an hour, but like just discussed it closer, like sometime in March after the free agency. Because then it would be a bit more clear what the team's
Oh,
needs are. Oh, it would be more fun, I think, even then.
oh, for sure, dude. Come back, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got this show
of
on
course.
wax. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna be up on
Yeah,
YouTube. And I love the fact that we actually talked about ball today. So,
yeah,
sometimes it's okay to leave the narratives alone. We didn't talk
yeah.
about a contract today. We didn't talk about who deserves to be here. We didn't talk about one person getting fired or one person getting hired. We just talked about getting better. So,
Yeah,
this is the stuff about football that I love to geek out on. But Jonas,
yeah.
it was a great call, man. I'm about to get Warren on here, brother. Hit
All
me up,
right.
man. You have my you have my Twitter information, and everything, right?
Yeah. I do follow you on Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah, DM me on Twitter, bro.
I will. I will. Thanks,
All right,
coach.
great call. Thanks, Jonas. What up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Talk to me, brother. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Well, I was saying I
Yeah.
know you're talking about safeties, but one safety I would like to have as a skill is a ball hawking safety.
Okay.
Is that in the draft? A ball
Hell
hawking
yeah.
safety.
So let me tell you something. This year's draft is a deep safety draft. Malachi Starks is the guy.
Right.
Georgia, 6'1", 205, top 20 guy. He could play everything. He could play strong. He could play free. He could play nickel safety. He could play box safety. He's the guy. I don't think that. I just don't think for what we need at safety, he's going to be near anything around us. The next guy that I love is Nick Emamormi, the safety out of South Carolina. Now, this guy, if we chose to pick him up in the second round, this is the only safety I wouldn't be mad about getting picked high. Now, if Malachi Starks for some reason dropped and he was there at pick 43, then it's cool. How can you not pick up Malachi Starks at 43? But no. I changed that. Malachi Starks at 43 would still be too much because there's some other great defensive tackles and edges. No. For me, I think that the reason why Andrew Makuba makes sense is because it's the most versatility that you can get before you get what you need in the draft, which is trenches. I believe that we should go D-line, edge, offensive line, and then possibly go into safety, or I wouldn't be mad at getting a tight end then. But for me, I love Andrew Makuba, the safety out of Texas.
All right. Because I think safety, you know what I'm saying, kind of slow in the second. You is slow. You're slow as a team. Because I was thinking about like a ball hawk and safety that would help the secondary a whole lot. Because then you have as what's his name, number 0? I forgot. But that's strong safety we got I appreciate strong safety.
Malik Mustafa.
Yeah, we have Mustafa, and we have a ball hawk and safety at the top. Man, that will help our DB so bad. That'll help our defense, our secondary is so good. Because thinking about the turnovers, right? I think it will help Salah so good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But, oh yeah. No, I'm sitting here looking at go ahead, brother.
No, I think because that's a key point, because I think turnovers on the defense in the secondary will be a whole lot, because you have quarterbacks we disguising, and we be we cause so much turmoil. I know we need D-line. Because we need that pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
But that ball hawk and safety, I think that's a key factor myself.
Yeah, ball hawk and safety changes everything. It saves Fred, helps those linebackers out. We're no longer being able to be attacked in the backfield. And then we got true speed. I mean, at 4.3 speed, I'm not afraid of Xavier Worthy anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have a true burner to get past a guy that can run the way Andrew Makuba can. So that's what I want. I want guys that can run. I want speed. I want strength to power. And I want enough speed on defense where week in and week out, more and more, we're seeing athletic quarterbacks. I mean, Jaden Daniels is just hitting the scene. He's athletic. He led their team in rushing this year, the Commanders, that is. So for the draft, it's time for us to get faster. All right, we need to get faster. We need to be able to beat teams to the punch. We also need to get tackles on the inside who can stop the run and run as well and get sideline to sideline. So that's what I want to do in this draft.
Right. Because Dang, I think that's quarterback Kyle Shanahan was looking for to Trey Lance. That's what I was thinking. At one time I said that's the quarterback he needs.
100%. But hey, what do you have? Who are you looking for in the first round? Who do you got us taking?
I don't know. I really haven't. I pay attention a little bit, but I like that tight end from
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State and the DN.
Oh yeah, Abdul.
Right.
Abdul Carter.
To me, I wouldn't be mad if he slide down for that tight end. If he slide down to 11, I think we should take him.
Yeah, Abdul Carter. Yeah.
If you don't, we get an O-line. You know what I'm saying? O-line or somebody in the trenches on the D-line. It's just who gonna slide. If it ain't there, can we move back and get some more picks?
We have 11 picks this draft. So I do see a world where if we do trade back, there's always room to get more picks next year. I get it. That's how we have 11 picks this year.
Right.
But I'd like us to get younger and faster. I don't like our team speed as a team. I don't like our team speed. We need to get
Right.
faster.
I
And
understand that.
yeah, and we need to get trenches. So, I got the Niners picking up Tate Ratledge. I would love for them to pick up Tate Ratledge, 6'6" guard out of Georgia, to stick him over there next to Trent at left guard. And pick up Drew Dahlman this year. We got ourselves an O line, right? So what I'm trying to do is like really trying to upgrade the O line, and upgrade the trenches, and really upgrade the entire. So we're older. I want us to be a younger team. We gotta get faster.
Right. Because I'm looking at it like, so you need a backup behind Kittle, and you need a defensive line. Yeah, I think I got 11 picks, but I think, you know what I'm saying, I ain't saying we move back. If somebody ain't there they're looking for, it's not a stud at 11, and they can get some more draft picks in at the end. I think she might do that. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
If that person ain't there, that center from they talking about right now from North Dakota State. I think he's an offensive lineman.
a center from North Dakota State.
Yeah, I think
Jeez.
they were talking about him one time this early this week. Or
So you
offensive
talking
lineman.
about? Is he ranked high?
He was. I think. Was he a center? I think. I don't know. I know
I don't know
somebody
if
from
he's
North
a center,
Dakota.
brother.
Oh, somebody from North Dakota State. They he had a good senior week at the Senior Bowl.
Okay. I think no. That's Western. That's Western Michigan. I was gonna say Addison West. Now I got to figure out who his name is, man. You gotta give me some names, bro.
I don't know too many name. I was just seeing people talk about.
Oh,
And
there he is, Gray Zabel.
yeah,
Gray Zabel. Yeah. 6'6", 6'6", 315-pound guard. Out of North Dakota State. Said he's doing good in the Senior Bowl.
he did good in the senior week doing practice. They moved.
Well,
He
hey,
moved.
that's one thing about linemen. You know, you can forecast linemen's productivity fairly well because a 405 bench press is the same is the same everywhere. I don't care what school you play at. So, if linemen know how to handle bodies, that's one of the easiest positions to forecast when you're talking about level of play in college is offensive line. Like you get an old lineman in the Senior Bowl, and you see him throw around a couple of seniors. You get to see him throw around a couple of you see him throw around a couple of Power 5 guys, and you notice like, all right, he ain't going to lose strength in a couple of months. He's going to be the same offensive lineman when we draft him. So that's definitely somebody where offensive linemen they get a lot of traction in atmospheres like Senior Bowls and Shrine Bowls and postseason litmus tests like that. So I don't know. I have to see him play. That's one of the biggest things. He may be doing good in Senior Bowl, but actually watching his tape and see what he does is a whole different ball game.
It's all about how consistent are you.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like, don't get nobody like don't get nobody like that could do good in the combine, and you see the tape like, man, he played off and on. He more off than on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get nobody like that. To me, you got to be consistent on the tape and consistent on doing your drills.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think
100%.
that's because, like I said, Randy Moss, I play when I want to play. He could be in the great wide receiver all the time, but he won't say, I won't play when I want to play. So it is what it is with that. I got him like
100.
Yeah. So
Hey man, go ahead.
So what you think about what you think about the quarterbacks in this draft? They ain't too hot, huh?
Nah, I don't think this is a strong quarterback draft. I mean, I like Cam Ward. I think he's a little bit of a gambler. Um, doesn't necessarily have he's a little raw. Uh for me, if we did pick up a quarterback, Will Howard out of Ohio State, man. I know O State quarterbacks get a bad rap, but I really like this kid. I really do. 6'4", 230. One thing I like about Will Howard is that I know he kind of just burst onto the scene as far as Ohio State is concerned, but man, when he played at Kansas State, that's when I was a Will Howard fan. He completed over 70% of his passes in Kansas State. He threw for 3,100 yards and 36 total touchdowns, 29 passing, 7 rushing. I'm gonna just tell you, man, he's a good signal caller, athletic. They closed out that game with him running quarterback power about 3 to 4 times in that last drive. Now, he did miss some gimmies. He's not necessarily like razor sharp, accurate, but he sees the field. He knows where he's going with the ball. He's got a plus size arm. One thing I'll tell you is that he's got a natural anchor too. He's like, for him to be a 6'4" quarterback, he kind of plays like he's around like 6'1". You know, he's real rooted into the ground with how he moves. I think he's a strong quarterback as far as just his movements and play action. Huge, great play action arm. And he's got really good advanced pre-snap recognition. Look, he's not. He can be sporadic. That's why he's not a first round pick. He's going to be older. I think he's going to be like a 25-year-old rookie, like 24, 25 years old. So that's a whole different ball game with being able to get a young guy in there. And he got a little bit of Jimmy G in him, where but in a way, that's why I could see us drafting him, because if everything is where it's supposed to be, he's going to deliver the ball. If he can get through his progressions and find an open man, he's going to deliver the ball. But when it's time for him to improvise, when he needs to kind of like create that second play, shit gets weird. So that's something that's going to have to be kind of like coached out of him. But outside of that, man, that would be my one guy I'd be okay with, is Will Howard out of Ohio State. And I kind of like that kid out of Arkansas too. I forgot his name.
All right.
Yeah, but outside of that, those are my guys.
All right, sure. I'm looking at what we need is like, if they on Dre Greenlaw. Think he coming back?
Yep, I think he is. I think he'll come back for a 1-year deal.
1 year deal. All right. So I think I'm pretty good at linebackers and D line. You know what I'm saying? They say a ball from Ole Miss. Think he'll drop or to 11 or.
I'd love to have Walter Nolan. I'd love to have him. I think he immediately would be a force contributor on our team. I love him.
I said, if he dropped the number 11, I'll take him.
Hell yeah.
If they looking at for as that guy, you need to go up there and get him. To me, if you're looking at somebody Pacific, go up there and get him.
Hell yeah. I don't think there's anybody that we need to hop up and go get, though. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I wouldn't do that. But hey, man, get at me on the next call-in show, man. I love it when you call in, Warren.
Yeah, no problem.
Talk to you, brother.
Gotta rebuild. Gotta reload.
Talk to you, bro.
All right.
CJ, then Chunder Boy.
What up, man? Man, talking about the draft, right?
Yeah. Getting into it, man.
I feel confident we don't even have to go early for these offensive lineman draft picks. I saw this one offensive lineman that I keep seeing pop up on tape from North Carolina State, Anthony Belton, bro. This guy keeps pushing people down, bro. Like, if we can get this kid in the 3rd round, then let's get all D-lines in the first 2 rounds.
Anthony Belton, what's he play?
He plays tackle, dude. This guy just pushes people, dude. Like, Larry Krueger was just showing constant tapes. I kept watching. I'm like, damn, this guy's just finished plays and just pushes them down consistently, dude.
From NC State?
Yeah, Anthony Belton, bro. I think we can get him in the third round.
God, I don't even see him on here.
No, but
How far is he?
well. He did pretty well in the Senior Bowl practices. Like, he held his own, dude.
All right, so he's 6'6", 336. All right,
Yeah,
let's look and
dude.
see what we got here. Let's throw him up. Let's
Dude,
throw
he's
him up.
nasty.
We don't just talk about it here. We get to it.
He's nasty.
All right. So let's talk about it. Anthony Belton, 6'6", 336, out of Tallahassee, Florida, senior offensive tackle, NC State. NC State's trash, by the way, but let's just beside the point.
Put that out of the way.
let's just, that's neither here nor there. So let's just move on. All right, so let's get into some bio. Georgia, Journey ACC powerhouse. Okay, he went to Georgia military. Okay. UNC, 9 pancakes, effort, all CC, third team, all CC, all ACC. Prior, stepped into a crucial role, took over for a left tackle. Okay, he took over for Ike Okonowu, was a first round pick. All right, let's see some strengths. Exceptional hand strength, formidable, impressive hands usage, demonstrating ability to control. Quick feet for his size. I got to see that. At 6'6", you got to have good feet. Excellent initiating contact, high football IQ, durable performer. Damn, started every game 2023. Inconsistent pad level, needs to improve on hand placement. Struggles with speed rushers, outside shoulder, more consistent. He doesn't have a main street. You can't be big. You can't look like Tarzan and play like Jane.
Yeah.
Room for improvement, lower body. All right. What's this kid's name again?
Anthony Belton.
Check this kid out.
Yeah, like a lot of pancakes, bro. I like that in the offensive lineman consistently.
All right. Let's see what we got. Ant Belton. Yeah, he's a big boy. Ooh, I like the way he got out of his stance. He's light on his feet.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at those feet. Ooh, hips.
Yeah.
He had left tackle. Ooh, good hands. Look at the leverage. Look at his knee bend.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a little bit of a waist bender. Okay. Oh, look at that narrow stance. Look at that narrow stance. That's crazy. For him to be 6'6".
Yeah.
And
for a big guy.
For a big guy, that's a very chopped down stance.
Yeah. Like, just from an offensive lineman perspective, I just think he stands out for me.
He does. He looks like he has strong hands too.
I mean, we got Pooney in the third round. Why not this kid?
Hold on, let me see what we got here. He's the 28th ranked overall tackle in this year's draft. Oh, he lost a little power. Now, I will tell you this. We got to be honest. The guy that's on him is about half his size. And as far as physicality is concerned, he's giving him everything. I'd like to see him. Okay, there we go. I'd like to see him do something. But that guy's very small. I like to see him do something with somebody a little bit his size. Okay, I like the pancake. He's got quick feet.
Yeah.
He moves very well at 6'6".
Yeah, he does.
Ooh, lunge. You can't do that. You see him pop his butt in the air like that. You can't do that in the NFL. You're going to get punched in the mouth. My man lunged down and popped out. Loose booty. You can't do that. But I like the way he finished, though.
Yeah, he's kind of like
now he's got a wider. His stance is a little okay. So he's got a wider stance on run. That you do understand. This is the first time we've seen a run block, so that's a little concerning. I want to see him run block.
Probably be more.
Yeah, now that's not hit. This is why he's ranked so low. Yeah. Okay, lunging on pass pro. I want to see him run block though. Let's see the run blocking. Okay. Oh, he got stood up. Pad level way too high, buddy. Coachable, yeah. Gets to the second level. I believe in his athleticism at the second level, though. I like check with me. Okay, holds off on the backside. He needs a little bit more of a mean streak, though. He still plays like a little boy. You see, he ain't got his grown. He's not playing like a grown man yet.
Better coaching, he will.
Yeah. I like his feet. He's got really good feet. He moves exceptionally well to be 6'6", 330.
Yeah.
I wonder if he played basketball. Oh my God, look at that. I mean, now that's way too many steps. But like, look at that drop foot. Bop, 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 bop.
He can hold his own.
Yeah. And his arms are so long.
That's what makes it the advantage for him.
That was a good call, man. That was a good call. I like him, man. I like him.
Yeah. I mean, if we were to go with the first round pick, Mike Green, hands down.
Yeah. So you think Mike Green a pick 11?
Yeah, he kind of gives me that Khalil Mack hype, man. Just
dude, you don't like James Pierce Jr. though?
Pierce is not quite a run stopper.
Dude, James Pierce he's today's NFL, bro.
Well, is he like Byron Young type, maybe?
Yes. Yo, let me tell you something, man. James Pierce Jr., this kid's gonna be all over the field, bro. I'm trying to tell you, this is gonna be somebody that you're gonna have to like account for. He just gotta get stronger. Right? That's his only thing.
Speed rush, right? That's what he is.
Speed rush, three down lineman. He's gonna blow past.
Yeah. All I've heard, he's not quite a run stopper. Is the only knack on him.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man, he's definitely somebody who I would love to pick up at 11. But hey, I'm not mad at that. Mike Green at 11, that may be a little too rich for my blood, but I could see it.
Yeah, I want that kind of like speed, like a D4, man. Like he kind of gives us that little bit of something we've been lacking for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. For sure, definitely something that I can see moving into the future. All right, man. What do you got for coming up for the rest of the draft? Do you have any more insights on what we're gonna do, or especially with free agency? What do you have? What do you got coming up?
Well, I already just finished my interview yesterday with a small schools prospect, Dubuque receiver. I got quite a few other ones coming in mind, but I think for free agency, we need to get ourselves a starting center. So I think Drew Dahlman. Yeah. I actually, his dad went to the same school that I used to grow up with, but it's a long time ago. Like he's 20 years older than me, but yeah, he went to that old school called Palmer High School, his old son.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we need to fix that offensive line. But I think getting Dre Greenlaw will be a priority. I don't know about Hufanga. Hufanga just seems like if he can take a discount, then maybe we bring him back.
Yeah, it may be time for Huff to go ahead and move on. He's probably sung his swan song. But hey, man, I got to get Chunderboy and Roscoe's up here.
All right,
been up here for almost.
Let me give
me one more. Definitely, for sure.
Okay. So if we're looking for our next Jimmy Ward, go look for Billy Bowman Jr., dude. This guy from Oklahoma is the most versatile safety in the draft.
Billy Bowman Jr.
Yeah, this guy is versatile. He can be your Jimmy Ward right now.
Oh, 5'10", 200 pounds, center fielder. Got to check him out, man. Definitely. Billy Bowman Jr. I'm going to give him a look, bro. Hey,
yeah, for sure.
You think he's better? You think he's better than Andrew Makuba?
Makuba from South Carolina?
No, Makuba from Texas.
Oh, yeah, the Texas safety. I mean, they're probably like evenly the same. You just looked at them in the bigger stage, but I think Bowman doesn't get much recognition.
Definitely.
And I'm a Sooners fan. I seem a little biased, you know.
For sure. I got to be able to give this guy a look, but right now, nobody's taking me off of Andrew Makuba right now. I think that he's a perfect Niners fit.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
But I think you need to check out Bowman, man.
I'll give Billy Bowman a look, man. Hey, CJ, thanks for calling in, man. I love your engagement, man. Call in again, brother.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Anytime.
Thanks, bro. Chunda! What's good, bro? You're on mute, bro. Get off mute. Jesus Christ. What in the world?
Every time.
Well, hello. Wasting my intros on your ass. What's good, bro? What you got for me?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Talk to me.
So that guy actually just stole one of the guys I was going to talk to you about.
Billy Bowman?
Yeah, because that guy, if he just gets stronger, he gets pushed back way too easily. if that dude just gets a little stronger and a little nastier, he definitely is the kind of guy you get in the third round. He's got the length, the height. His feet are terrific. He doesn't he gets blown back too easily by strong defenders. But you get that kid in like the third round and get him in the weight room, you've got a right tackle moving forward. I don't know that he can be a left tackle, but he does a terrific. What I liked about him was we don't ask our defensive linemen to blow people off the ball. We ask people to get to the right spot and then hold up.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the linemen. I'm sorry, not Bowman.
I'm talking about Billy Bowman Jr., the safety that Ruthless just put us on.
No, I'm sorry. I haven't looked at safeties yet. I was talking about the offensive lineman. I'm tripping.
Anthony Belton?
Belton, yeah, not Bowman. Sorry.
All right, bro. All right, go ahead, man.
No, I think that in the way that we do our run scheme in the zone run scheme, his ability to get to a spot and then wall people off, he doesn't really move people much, and he does struggle with his anchor. He gets too high sometimes, but he does a terrific job when he does zone running of just getting to a spot and walling a defender off. I think schematically he fits really well. And I'm talking about a guy that you might be able to get in the third. So obviously there's going to be things he needs to work on and things that he needs to improve. But if he gets a little bit stronger, I just think he's very scheme versatile. The first thing that you said, what I think was about his feet, and I was blown away by just how well he always keeps his feet under him. He constantly is chopping his feet. I loved his feet. So, and when I looked at his measurables and saw he was 6'6", 330 or whatever, I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so all right, okay, the love fest is over. So let's talk turkey. Where the hell is he gonna play? Are we talking about making this guy our starting? Is he gonna start?
Yeah, we put him at right tackle and then kick McGlinchey. Yeah, kick McGlinchey over to left guard.
So you want no, man, no, bro, no. I'm not getting a starting right tackle.
I'm fine either way.
I want Tate Ratledge, bro. I want Drew Dahlman in free agency and Tate Ratledge. I'm not impressed.
Ratledge too.
Look, bro, Anthony Belton is a good guy. I don't think that he's a starter. And for me, right now, he would have to start. He would have to get stronger. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that this kid is necessarily a strong player. At 6'6", he kind of moves a little timid, in my opinion. So I don't see him as a day one starter for us. So what are we picking him up for?
Think he'd be a day one starter. I do think he definitely would be a guy that probably starts year 2, year 3. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility with his movement speed, or with his movement ability for him to play right away, and build strength over time. And initially he's not moving people, but he's walling people off and eventually develops some strength and gets better. He's the kind of guy you get in the third round and you kind of have to deal with some of the ups and downs in year one. If he started right away. But yeah, definitely not a plug and play type of draft pick. He's someone that could potentially start on day one, but probably year 2, year 3.
Now, come on, man. Now, here goes Gray Zabel. Now, he's playing on a different level of football, but come on.
I like Zabel, yeah.
First 2 plays, look at my man. Shooting the gap, getting up to the second level. I like
Zabel a lot. Yeah. I think Zabel's going to end up going in higher than where he's currently projected.
He's athletic. He can run.
Yeah. Yeah.
See his levels. Like this kid is way athletic.
And he's very good in space at finding a
the
block.
other kid. Look at that first step, that kick.
Yeah.
See, Benton is just kind of pussyfooting around, dipping his toes in the pool. Zabel is sticking his. I was gonna say something else, but Zabel is doing his thing. He's proving his point.
Yeah, Zabel's another guy. I think Zabel goes earlier though.
Good trade off. Oh, let's get out in space. Oh, I like the log. Oh, way to log. Oh, that split was weird. Oh, he was stacked. Oh, he wasn't standing next to him.
Yeah. Zabel's another one I like a lot.
Okay. Zabel's another guy. All right. So I don't understand why we're so fixed off on tackle. Well, I will say, and Terradome just took the words right out of my mouth. The level of competition is something that we have to look out for Zabel. But I did mention before that 400-pound bench press is this 400-pound bench is the same at NDSU as it is at Alabama, baby.
It translates anywhere you put it.
That's one thing I will tell you. 600-pound squat. Hey, that's the same thing.
Anywhere you send it.
That 600-pound squat is still 600 pounds in Bangladesh, baby. It is what it is. So, if you get a guy that can, I get it. Everybody wants to find a draft gem. Cool. I don't want a draft gem. I want somebody that's going to be an asset right away. I don't want a guy that the reason why we're proud of him is because we got so caught up in the draftism of it all, and it's like, oh, but he's a steal. It's like, yeah, so what? Does he play? Is he going to get on the field? It's like, we got a 3rd round pick value in the 7th round, bro. And it's like, is he going to play though?
Yeah, but he's a backup. Nobody cares.
Yeah. So I don't want to get caught up, meeting about the meeting. I don't want this to become a thing where we get caught up in we're couponers. So it's like, it ain't even about what we buy. It's about how much we saved. That's not shopping. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
You got to spend to get something. If you want some good quality, you got to spend some money.
So the thing for this draft is for me, I actually don't care at all what position they draft in the first round at all. Mm-hmm. I care that they draft a blue chip player. Right. I do not. Obviously, okay. There's going to be people out there like, oh, you don't care if it's a kicker. Obviously, I'm not talking about kickers. Okay, I'm talking about. Okay, I don't care if it's a tight end. Okay, if Ashton Genty is the next Barry Sanders, draft him at 11. I don't care. Like, I want it to be a blue chip player. I don't honestly care. Now, would I prefer it's a defensive lineman or an edge who's a blue chip player? Yes. Would I prefer we get our next left tackle for the next 10 years? Of course, I would prefer that.
But I would much rather. You wouldn't be pissed?
No, I'd much rather have the next Gronkowski at 11 than get the next Mike McGlinchey at 11 because we reached.
Well, okay, so that much I can't.
I want a blue chip player. I don't care what position he plays as long as he's a stud.
So what you're saying is you want best available.
I want to take someone who's a fucking stud. Sorry about my language. I'm sick and tired of them trying to reach to fill a guy or we need to fill this hole. And people keep talking about all this scheme. And no, go get a freaking stud. I don't care if he's a safety. I don't care if he's a corner. I don't care if he's a tight end. I don't care if he's a tackle, an offensive tackle. Just go get a stud in the first round. Don't go get I guess he's kind of a starter in the first round. Get your first round pick.
100%.
If your first round pick is not an offensive tackle because you went somewhere else, then we can talk about that 3rd round guy who can be a gem. Then we can talk about that 3rd round corner who is going to turn out to be a really good 3rd cornerback. We'll talk about that afterwards. Can we please just draft a fucking stud in the first round, please?
Okay, so let me help you out. Let me. I feel like there's elements to the conversation that you're not prioritizing. So let me help you out.
Okay.
With this, I understand what you're saying. You want best available. You don't want to get Ricky Persalled. I understand. You got a little PTSD. I get it. However,
it's really more about McGlinchey than Pearsall as far as that goes.
No, but McGlinchey was the right
at the end of the first.
But the thing that sucks about the McGlinchey pick is that his position wasn't a reach. The player was a reach. We needed a right tackle, right?
But we had a right tackle. We traded him away. We traded away Trent Brown so that we could draft a guy that we thought was more team versatile.
I understand. So what I'm here to say with this is that if we picked up Tyler Warren, for instance, right, which is like the best tight end in the draft, I would be upset if we picked him at 11. I gotta be real. Listen, you gotta be where your feet are. I want us to get the best player available, But I also want that best player available to be in the most area of need. And that's the trenches. If we do not draft a D lineman or an offensive lineman at number 11, come on, man. That's almost a little bit of like derelict of duty, bro. Like, we gotta get. So for me, that's what sucks. If you're gonna, what the hell are we getting an elite tight end for and we can't even run? And we got George Kittle. Come on, man. We got to get an elite. Say it with me. We got to get an elite lineman. An elite
That's
lineman.
the preference, clearly. So
yeah.
The premise of what I'm getting at is I'd rather have Gronk over McGlinchey. Like, if those are the options, is what I'm saying. Now, I think that in this draft, we're not going to be stuck with that option, because I think there's going to be at least one, because there's 3 or 4 blue chip defensive players on the defensive line, right? You got 2 interior guys and 2 edge guys, and it looks like there might be 1 or more that are climbing that. So you might end up with 4 or 5 blue chip defensive linemen, and it looks like
somebody's going to be there at 11.
Yeah, and there's probably going to be 3 blue chip offensive linemen, which is your Banks, Campbell, and then I think Josh Simmons is being not talked about at all because of the injury and stuff. I actually think there's a chance Josh Simmons is a better tackle than Banks and Campbell, and Banks and Campbell end up being a guard in the NFL. I know we disagree a little bit on Campbell, and honestly, as far as that goes, I if you say Campbell is better than what I'm seeing, I take your word for it. But I actually think Josh Simmons might be the better tackle of the 3 in the NFL.
The only thing that questions me about if Josh Simmons wasn't
The injuries,
yeah. If Josh Simmons wasn't hurt, he'd be number 1 for me.
Correct.
I think he's that good. But Josh Simmons at 11, taking on another injured player.
So let me ask you this. If Campbell and Calvin Banks are both gone before we get to 11, are you fine with them taking Josh Simmons at 11?
No. Because then it'll look like they panicked.
Yep.
If you wanted to tackle that bag, trade back. Because if Simmons is still there at 11, he'll be there later in the round.
Yeah.
Let's force somebody else to make a stupid mistake. Don't take the cheese. If we're going by your scenario, this is only if they're hell bent on tackle. If they're hell bent on tackle, Banks is gone, Campbell's gone, and you're at 11, trade back, because ain't no way in hell Simmons is getting picked up within the next 10 picks.
What if there's no trade back scenario?
There's always a trade back scenario. Don't play that game. There's always somebody willing to go back.
So the thing about this, I think we're in a great spot this year with where we're drafting, because it kind of works out either way. If people fall in love with the defensive line in this class and there's 4 or 5 guys, they might all go before 10. Plus, you're going to have 1 or 2 other positions, a wide receiver plus 2 quarterbacks. All of a sudden, you have your pick of any tackle you want. Like, there might only be 1 tackle taken in the top 10. And you're sitting there at 11 with a pick of the litter. Whatever tackle you like, take him. And the flip side could happen. There could be a team that really likes Josh Simmons, takes him. A couple of other teams are like, wait, Will Campbell's sitting in my lap at 9. I'm taking him. And now all of a sudden we have our pick of the litter of 2 or 3 defensive guys. So we're kind of in a perfect spot to just let the board fall to us and go with what's available. If there's a run on defensive linemen, you're going to have an opportunity to get whatever tackle or guard, or you're going to have the pick of the litter for offensive line. And if there's a run on offensive line, you're going to have your pick of the litter for the most part on defensive line. So I think where we're sitting, we're going to get what we want. Of course, that means the 49ers are absolutely going to take Tyler Warren with 2 blue chip tackles available.
No. Just
because they want to ruin our day.
Yeah, Simmons hurt his knee in the first half of the Oregon game. That's why everybody's thinking we don't know what it's going to be. So even if you get Josh Simmons, you're looking at him sitting down for a while.
Don't even know when he'll be healthy.
We don't know, and that's why I want to stay away from him. I mean, I no more hurt players, man. I can't. It just makes sense, bro. And that's no knock on Josh Simmons, but it's our history. I can't do it anymore. No more hurt players. I'm tired of getting guys where they're DOA before they even get here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'd say stick to the D line. You just paid Trent a boatload of money. You got a $7 million right tackle. This is a weak tackle draft. It is. I understand that we're sitting up here looking at whatever that guy's name is, Banks, 3rd overall, Melvin Bankaroos, the 30th overall offensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? Out of NC State. But for me, Anthony Belton. But you know, why do all of that, man? Go and get a deep. You know how you make sure you got a good offensive line? You go get a good D line, so they could beat their ass in practice every day. So go get Walter Nolan if he's there. Go get Prince. Go get James Pierce Jr. if he's there, and then call it a day. Or let's say Abdul Carter falls to us. I wouldn't be mad at that. The biggest reach at 11 that I would like halfway that I would be okay with, but I would still. I'd still kind of like shudder at it, but I'd be okay as if they went with my boy out of Marshall. What's that, Mike Smith?
No, is that Green, right?
Yeah, Mike Green. I wouldn't be mad at Mike Green at 11. It'd be a little rich just for him just coming up, but tackles
some of those guys, Prince and Mike Green and those guys, I feel better moving back 4 or 5 spots and still getting one of those guys. I'd be much more comfortable with that than just sitting there and taking one at 11, unless you just really love the guy.
Mike Green.
Okay, let me flip this around. How high would you be willing to go get Carter? If he falls to 6, would you trade next year's 1 to get to 6?
No.
Go get him?
I don't think Abdul Carter's generational.
Okay.
I think he's a very good edge rusher, but I don't think he's generational. I don't think he's can't miss.
They're talking about him like he's the next
Abdul Carter all year. Yeah, now because they got a draft to sell. And they want everybody to pay attention. They gotta roll out the freaks.
That's interesting. You haven't heard about him all year. That's interesting.
I haven't heard about Abdul Carter all year.
Yeah, when Myles Garrett was coming out, you knew from week 1 who the number 1 overall pick was going to be.
Before the season started, you heard about Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's how you know it's a weak draft. There's only, other than the 2 quarterbacks, none of these guys in the top 15 you've just been hearing about all year long.
Yeah. I look, man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a. You know who else I think is a little bit Thang Dang just mentioned him now. I think old boy out of Michigan is a little bit overrated. I'm not too sold on him.
Mason Graham.
I'm
with you there.
I don't like Mason Graham. He's shooting the gap.
As a matter of fact, I think he's being sold a bit. Yeah.
Let me chill. But you know who really is Mason Graham's guy, the guy that allows Mason Graham to get off? Kenneth Grant. I wouldn't be mad at Kenneth Grant.
And you get him later.
Yes, you can get Kenneth Grant later in the draft. Yeah. Leon Sandcastle asked, Coach, what do you think of the mocks coming out with Mebu at 11? Who's Mebu?
No, M'Bow. No, please
M'Bow?
No. Yeah, he's a guy they project to be. He's a tackle that they project to be a guard.
The guy out of Missouri.
Yeah,
6'3", 314. Nah, at 11, hell nah. No.
He's been projected at 11. But that same draft that has him at 11 has us taking Walter Nolan at 43. So
make it make sense. Walter Nolan's not getting past the first 10 rounds of the draft. First 10 picks of the draft. We're not picking no guard. That's why I don't like Kelvin Banks, because as soon as we get Kelvin Banks and he struggles at tackle, they're going to put him at guard and he's going to thrive. And then we're going to realize that we spent an 11th overall pick on a guard. We're not going to get a guard, man. Like picking a guard in the 11th overall pick is like spending your paycheck on a Rolls Royce keychain. Like, why? Why did you do that? You could have got one of those.
That's a great analogy.
For much cheaper at the corner store. You could have picked that up on the way home. You didn't have to do all that. You know, I don't know, man.
Just go get a Honda Civic. You could actually use one of those.
Come on, man. Like getting a guard is like getting like an electric knife over like a real knife. Like, but it oscillates. And it's just like, dude, you didn't need all that. You could have just got a knife, bro. There's plenty of knives. So I know.
Something to keep in mind though is sorry.
No, go.
Well, so, we're having this conversation before free agency. So, if the 49ers go out and get, a center and a tackle in free agency, I know that's not what we're expecting them to do, but if they go out and get an upgrade to McGlinchey or McKivitz and go get, let's say they go get Drew Dolman and then go get like an $8 or $10 million a year right tackle who's a slight upgrade to McKivitz, now we're having a little bit of a different conversation. Or what if they go out and get, a defensive tackle in free agency, and now we have to change our focus. So you do also have to keep in mind, this is just kind of for everybody, like we've got some time here to figure some of this out. We haven't had the combine, we haven't had free agency. A lot of these things are going to change. There's guys that are projected in the third round right now that are going to be projected as a top 15 pick 2 months from now.
Yeah, I don't think there's I just want us to go ahead and just pick the first 4 to 5 guys. I think, shaping out a rookie class, after about 5 to 6 guys, then you're starting looking at guys who really don't have a shot to make the team. So, truthfully, I'm going to be...
Yeah, you're hoping they contribute in some way.
Right. So, if you're looking at the first 6 picks for the Niners, that's all of that's the first round pick, the second round pick, our 2/3 and our 2/4, and we also have a comp fourth. So really, we don't have a 5th round pick. So this year, we got 3 4th round picks, 2 3rd round picks, a 2nd and a 1st. I like this draft for us to figure out what we can do with the first 7 picks, and then everything else in a sense is kind of downhill from there. But I really want the guys to go out and just go get the best guy at the position when you're picking. Go get the best tackle. Go get the best edge. All right, go pick up a guard and pick up a safety. Then, did you hear my draft? Did you hear my first picks?
I did.
How do you like my picks?
I thought you did well. So one thing that I think everybody gets a little too caught up with, there's 2 things about the draft that get kind of overlooked when people are having conversations about the draft. One thing that people need to realize is there are like 10 to 15 rookies every year in the entire draft who actually make an impact on their team in the first year. So people that think you're going to go out and find 3 impact starters in the draft is unrealistic. You're hoping, Lord have mercy. You're hoping to get one Hall of Fame caliber player, all pro caliber player, 2 starters and 2 contributors and that is a home run draft in every draft. So if you can go in your first 7 picks, like you're talking about, round 1 through 4, your first 7 picks, you get an all pro caliber player stud, a high end starter, and a contributor in those first 7 picks, that's actually a pretty good draft. So can we please just not blow it? Can we please just not have our first 5 picks contribute absolutely nothing to the team like we did for 2 drafts in a row? Can we please just do that?
100%. I want to go ahead and answer Jay Jonah's question. Right now, I'm on tankathon.com. You're also missing the pick. We have a 228 pick from Carolina as well. So don't forget about that pick as well. So the Niners have 11 picks going into this year's draft. Mm-hmm. We've got 1 first round pick. We've got 1 second round pick at 43. We already know the first round pick's at 11. We got pick 75 in the 3rd round. We got pick 99 in the 3rd round. That's a comp pick. We have pick 112 in the 4th round. We have pick 138 in the 4th round. We have pick 139 in the 4th round. Both of those are comp picks. Then we don't have a 5th round pick because of our accounting blunder when we got smacked on the wrist. Now we have our...
Lord have mercy.
I'm just being nice, man. You know, I don't know what's going on. Hey, man, I just work here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We got round 6. We got round 6 for 189, and then we have 3 picks in round 7. 228 from Carolina, 232 from Arizona, and 255 of our own pick. 11 picks. So that's how the draft rolls out. I said accounting error. I didn't say accounting fraud. Did I say fraud? I didn't say the F word. I said error.
I think you said error. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an accounting error.
He might have been responding to somebody else there.
Okay.
So in this draft, okay, we have 11 picks. A lot of people expect that you're gonna for some reason that you're gonna get 6 or 7 of those picks right, and
Okay.
it's just it's not reasonable. That is a crazy draft. If you hit on 7 of those 11 picks, that's crazy. If we get 1 All-Pro player, 2 high-end starters, and 2 high-end contributors / role players out of this draft, out of those 11 picks, that is a very good draft. And that's what I'm expecting the 49ers to have. Have a really good draft. Get a stud, some starters, some contributors, and please don't make us get hyped over a 7th round pick. Please don't do that to us.
100%. Hey, man. Look, hey, dang, I will put up my picks. I'll put up my picks on the next show. We got a long way to go. I'm going to be putting up. Also, check out the videos, guys. I'm going to be dropping a lot of draft content. So James Pierce Jr. is going up right after this show. Me and Tom did a segment on Warren Nolan and James Pierce Jr. We're clipping that up. Warren Nolan's already out. James Pierce Jr. is coming up. I'm going to give you my full mock draft of who I think the Niners are going to pick for their first, not their first, but all 11 picks. And then I'm going to be able to give kind of like a full 10-minute to 15-minute clip up of these guys. Also, I did something today during the call-in show where I showed clips of other guys off of other videos. I may get a copyright strike. You never know. But all I know is that if this works, I'm doing this every call-in show. All right? So, look, I feel like we're going to have a good draft. I'm excited. I think that this draft kind of falls exactly into what we need, doesn't it? We get a lot of D-line in this draft. Since when do you get so many safeties in a draft? Safeties is always a draft that's kind of low. This is a really big, or safety's kind of like a top-heavy position where you get 1 to 2 and then everybody falls off. Dude, you've got about there's 6 or 7 top 50 safeties. We got to get a safety this draft. So
I'm looking at the history of the 49ers of what positions have they done well and what positions have they not done so well, right? So the 49ers have drafted really well at linebacker, right? They've gotten picks in 3rd round, 5th round. They've been able to find guys later that are really good. They've done really well at they picked 3 safeties in a row that are all good, right? In Hufanga, Jaylen Brown, he's not trash. He probably needs a little bit more time. And Mustafa's terrific. You know I love Mustafa. So they do pretty well with that position, so on and so forth. This draft lines up well because we have not drafted defensive line very well. Chris Kassera gets all this love, but yet, other than Nick Bosa, what defensive lineman have we drafted that turned out to be a stud? And we've used 1st and 2nd round picks and 3rd round picks on defensive line. So, the reason this lines up is because you almost can't, if you pick a defensive lineman with your 11th pick, you almost can't miss because any one of those first 5 or 6 guys at either edge or tackle are probably going to be good in the NFL. The top 3 edge guys and the top 3 defensive tackles are probably all going to be good in the NFL. And then there's going to be another guy in the 3rd round who falls, who turns out he's pretty good rotationally too.
Yo,
so the areas that we don't really, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think that if we go D-line in the 1st round, we almost can't miss. And if we go with a secondary player in the 2nd round, we go corner, safety, something like that. We've done really well drafting there with corners and with safeties and things like that, drafting day 2. So if we go D-line up front and then listen, they're not going to change their philosophy on the offensive line. I don't think we're getting an offensive tackle or a guard in the 1st round. They're not just going to all of a sudden change their philosophy, and they think they can go get one of those tackles in the 3rd round and turn him into a guy. That's what they think, so that's what they're going to do.
Hey, man, if you look at, they've done better. Let's look at their drafts. I know Adam Peters gets a lot of love for the drafts that he's come up with, but let's go back to 2019. Okay? 2019.
before you do this, I would like to remind everybody, this gets totally forgotten. The first 2 drafts were not run by John Lynch, and they were not really run by Kyle Shanahan either. They were run by Martin Mayhew. They brought Martin Mayhew in to be the assistant general manager because John Lynch had never been a general manager before. And Kyle Shanahan had never done it before. Ain't nobody
trying to hear that bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that
Martin
bullshit.
Mayhew left and our next 3 drafts sucked.
Dude, what they get? They was getting paid, wasn't they? I don't want to hear that shit. Anyway, I'm glad that you did. That was nice. I love it, but I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Nah, man. I don't want to hear that shit. No. I don't want to hear that. Martin Mayhew, for context, Martin Mayhew, he was the guy that really came in and did everything. It was Martin Mayhew. Nah, man. Martin Mayhew, he got canned too. Whatever, bro. Look, 2019.
Oh, yeah, his next team he did. Yeah, you're right.
2019, okay. They got Nick Bosa in the first, Debo, Jalen Hurd, flop, Mitch Wisnowski, cool, stayed on the team. Drake Greenlaw, we know what that is. Caden Smith, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Justin School and Tim Harris.
Caden Smith did start for 2 years for the Giants, so.
Yeah, for sure. 2020, Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk, Colton McKivitz, Charlie Warner, and Jawan Jennings. That's a solid draft. Low key. I mean, Javon is a bust. He's gone. But BA turned into something. Colton McKivitz is an actual starter. All right. Charlie Warner went and got paid a boatload of money in Atlanta. And Jawan Jennings turned into something for us. This is when she gets a little weird. So 2021. Trey Lance, we already know. Aaron Banks, 48th overall. Did we get enough out of Aaron Banks? Was he a good pick? Was he a good starter for us?
In the second round, yeah. You got a 4-year starter out of the second round? Sure.
All right, well, hold on to your hat to get to
us. He had a Pro Bowl year, too.
Trey Sermon, Ambry Thomas, Lord, Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore is a sneaky good pick.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky good pick. All right. Diamolo Lenore at 172. Hell of a pick.
Yep.
Talanoa Hufanga, solid. Elijah Mitchell, he saved our bacon that year. He's never been the same since. Yep. 2022. Now, this is the draft. Jesus. 2022's draft is abysmal.
One man saves this draft.
Drake Jackson. Tyron Davis Price. Ty Davis Price. Danny Gray. Sammy Womack was a good pick. We gave up on him way too soon. I'm going to my grave with that.
I agree.
Write your congressman.
Yep.
Spencer Burford. I don't know. Solid pick. He's still in the building.
He's still in the building. Well, and not just that, but he did start for us for a year and a half. He for 1 year he was flip flopping back and forth, and then he started for a year. So getting that guy in the 5th round, that's not he ends up being a backup probably, but he was the starter for a team that went to the NFC Championship. So in the 5th round, that's not a terrible pick.
Nick Sakel, I don't know, man. Nick Sakel must have naked photos of somebody. What does he do? I don't know. Nick Sakel at 187. Kalia Davis, another injured player who I like when he's healthy. He's good. He looks good when he's healthy.
He's a poor man's Javon Kinlaw.
You ready for this one? Tariq Castro Fields. My God. Yeah. That big ass corner from Penn State.
That was a height weight speed. That was a height weight speed shot for the moon, though. The dude had crazy measurables that late in the draft.
And then 262, Brock Purdy. He comes in and saves that entire draft. Yep. All right. Last year's draft. This one is trash. God.
No, it's 2023, not last year. Last year's 2024. 2023 was bad also.
Don't correct me on my own channel, bro. 223. 2023. 87. We ain't on the phone, bro. 87. Jair Brown. 87. Jair regressed. And you know what?
Yeah.
Is this a hot take or is this a good take or a bad take on Jair Brown? Jair Brown never really regressed. He just got credit for being on a very good defense.
Maybe.
Hear me out.
Maybe.
Jair Brown was not good enough to find the field when they first got him. And that was something that they were sweeping under the rug, that he wasn't ready. And if you remember that year, John Lynch, he said, and I quote, "We pictured Jair Brown as our first round pick. We had him slotted in the first round. We were actually shocked that he felt, dude, they just be saying anything to us. You see how they just play in our face? They just say anything. It's like, you know what? I think that they joke with each other. They're like, hey, wait till you tell him that he was a first round pick. Just say it anyway. What are they gonna? They don't know. Just say he was a first round pick. Like, come on, bro. They just say anything. Jair Brown was a first round pick in their eyes, and that they were lucky to get him to fall to them because they didn't think there was any way in hell that they would have a chance at him. Then he gets here. Now, if by that, this guy's supposed to be finding the field immediately. Yeah. He did not find the field immediately when he first got here. He
got forced into action due to injury.
In the Tampa Bay game, he got forced into action. Got hurt. Yeah,
and then he played well in the playoffs that year, and all of a sudden it's like, oh God, this guy might be pretty good. And that's literally the only game he played well.
Thank you. So when people talk about, that's my main point. When we say that Jair Brown has regressed, he never arrived.
I agree.
He never arrived. So I don't want to hear, oh, Jair Brown has regressed and he's taking a step back. Stop it. There's a lot of guys on this team who kind of like slid in through the cracks and it's like, I'm an all-pro too. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a rookie who we thought was good, and it took you a long time to get on the field, and you better thank your lucky stars that we gave you an opportunity to play next to our great players. You're welcome. And then you get on the field. You know, another thing too is that these guys pick up the swagger as if they're elite players.
Yeah.
So you get a Jair Brown who plays 5 games, albeit big games, right? Some of the biggest games of his life.
And so he had a couple of good games in there.
He had a very good Super Bowl. I thought he had a good Super Bowl game. But you haven't arrived because you had one good game. You had 3 good games. You have not arrived. We're still talking about Brock Purdy being good enough. He's been here for almost 3 years. And all of a sudden, Jair Brown is a lockdown ball hawking safety? No. I think this year he got humbled. And he was actually a liability this year in a lot of instances.
Yep.
That's just my 2 cents on old Jair Brown. How much time do we got?
Jake Moody.
23. Oh, God.
Jake Moody at 99.
I don't care if he was Justin Tucker. You still don't take him in the 3rd round. I don't care.
What are you doing?
I don't care how good he was. It's still a bad pick.
I still don't get Moody at 99.
I don't care.
Go Moody at 99.
A kicker can't be good enough to justify a 3rd round pick. He can't be good enough to justify it.
You know what sucks about this is that they probably thought that 3rd round was probably their way. That was like their olive branch. Like, hey, we really want to get him in the 2nd round, but let's just get him in the 3rd because they'll complain. Like, they really
don't do that.
Don't do that. If you pick up dog, if you pick up a kicker in the 3rd round, there's no way in hell that you don't think he's a 2nd rounder. Because if you pick up a kicker in the 3rd round, where we picked him up, that means that, well, he's not going to be there in the 4th. So you don't think he's a 4th rounder. And if you pick him up in the 3rd, you're almost kind of amazed that he made it past the 2nd round. So really, they thought that a kicker was worth a 2nd round pick. Because you pick for value, right? You pick for value.
Yep.
So in their opinion, they're like, let's do it. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need right now. Thank you, Steve-O. Steve-O, I have never loved any comment that you have put in my chat. Pick 99, and all 32 teams picked twice. And we were the guys who said, you know what? You know what the Niners have? You know the problem that the Niners have? We think we are the smartest guys in the room.
Yeah.
When everybody's
we do
going
sometimes.
left, we want to go right. We're that idiot in Squid Games that doesn't follow the crowd and says, you know what? I'm going to do it another way. And you die. We need to stop being so impressed with being the smartest guy in the room. We need to stop being impressed with our gold star helmet players. Well, he's a gold star. That means, like, you know what that really means? That means that the rest of these guys don't know shit, and we think that this guy is specifically cut out to play for us. The nerve! Who do you think you are? How pretentious. Like, we've got to check our egos as an organization and just do the work. Gold star player. Get out of here.
I wonder if in the back of Kyle Shanahan's mind, they're picking Jake Moody, and he's thinking to himself already, now they can't say I don't care about special teams.
Bro,
I picked
you know what's
kicker
crazy?
In the third round. And then they used it.
Grant, dude, if I was Grant, I would have asked if Jake Moody was a gold helmet. Yeah, hey, was Jake Moody? Hey, I just have a question. Was Jake Moody a gold helmet recruit? Was he a gold helmet draftee? Did you think that he was built to be a Niner? Just want to know. You know, inquiring minds want to know. Let's get into the third pick, because this is the draft from hell.
That was the second pick in that draft?
That was the second pick, bro. The second pick of the draft.
Oh, yeah, we didn't pick till the third round that year because Christian picked. That's right.
Yes, it was the second pick of the draft, bro. We picked up a kicker.
It was the third round,
like a bunch of schmucks. Like a bunch of schmucks. Cam Latu at 101. He had a cup of coffee and a sweet roll with us. How many games did he even play?
On that one so bad. I was so hype on Latu. I was so wrong on that one.
Part of it was because I'm a Bama fan and I was riding for him just like a little bit of homerism. I was like, no, he's gonna be all right. Just wait. He's a gamer. Like he plays well. He's changed his position a lot. He'll be okay. Like, dog, coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
I'm so glad I didn't have a channel back then because that'd be on the internet forever. I'd have had a whole rant about how good that dude is, and I would have been
definitely.
It would have been bad.
So bad, and that would have been in infamy. That would have been up there. You wouldn't have been able to do nothing with that shit. All right, so Darrell Luter Jr. at 155 overall. I don't know how I feel about that pick because the jury's. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being too nice. He's washed. Darrell Luter Jr., I like your story. That's another thing they do. They lead with these guys' families. It's like, he's a family man. Yeah. He's got like 8. Yeah. He's got like 10 kids. Mature guy. You know what I'm saying? Saved the kitten out of a burning building. That all
matters,
types of shit.
Though. Character matters.
Character matters to an extent.
Yeah, you still got to be able to play.
Character matters. Character matters as much as your boss liking you versus you getting your job done. Is that a good enough analogy?
I would just say that character enhances what you can do on the field.
Yeah, but me liking you has nothing to do with. Yeah, me liking you. If we work together, me liking you has nothing to do with you actually doing your job.
Yeah.
My only thing with Darrell Luter Jr. is that he's got to find a role on special teams. He's got to find something. He's got to find a role.
Team player.
Yeah.
He's not.
Look, man.
There's a chance he might turn out to be our third corner. He takes a step at corner this year, but other than that, he's not going to be on the team this year.
You know where our third corner is?
Our third corner?
You know where he's at? He's in Indianapolis. Sammy Womack.
Yeah, Womack. Yeah, I agree.
All right, 173. Robert Beal Jr.
I'm done. Last year, books out. Nah.
Leon Sandcastle says, having gold star players isn't pretentious at all. Every team does it. Just mean players that fit the scheme and not culture. Not trash the organization for no reason. Look. Don't trash the organization for no reason. Let me tell you something. a guy being somebody that fits your scheme and being a good guy for the building, that's cool. All right. But I was speaking more to the PR that's wrapped around it, right? PR meaning the perception and the reality. When they get guys in, they like to drum up the bass. They love to put a little bit more on these guys than they actually have seen. And all I'm saying is that they do it after the draft. They kind of take a self-proclaimed victory lap as if they won the draft where nobody really wins the draft. So all we were doing right there is just pointing out the fact that a lot of times they do it, and Jair Brown was one of those times where they did it, and so was Jake Moody, and both of these guys have struggled.
So was McKivitz.
So is McKivitz, and he was a Gold Star helmet. He was a Gold Star player for them. And
They raved about
it.
McKivitz.
They raved about Colton McKivitz, about how big of a Gold Star guy he was. He's the your guy. You just wait till you see him. Yeah. He's amazing. So look, Robert Bill Jr. So Robert Bill Jr. is 173. I didn't expect him to come in and be an absolute killer. What I do know is that he's got good pedigree, former 5-star athlete out of University of Georgia, didn't play that much, but Robert Bill Jr. is very strong against the run. I just don't think that pass rushing is his forte. He's got to get another year under his belt, but I think he's decent against the run. What do you think?
So I'm out on Beal, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't argue if you think the jury's still out. He needs another year to really be out on him. I'm okay with that too. I think that Robert Beal Jr. and Drake Jackson exposed Chris Kasarik. That's what I think.
You said that's old enough. We don't have enough time, but
we don't.
I feel we don't have enough time for that. But look,
you give
Coach, you said the other day we should keep Moody. I know. Don't do it because I gotta go.
We can't go.
We'll be here another 3 hours. We'll be here another 3 hours. No. So look,
sorry, my bad.
Coach, you said the other day we should keep Moody. You still feel that way? Yes, I do. Yeah. I do feel that way. I think that he's a 3rd round draft pick, that he's an asset, and he was injured last year.
11 and 12 before he got injured.
Yeah, I think that you need to give him a chance. At the very least, let him stay on the team and fight for his job. Bring another guy in if you feel that bad about it. But if you feel that strongly about it, rather. But I do believe that just getting rid of Jake Moody after one bad year, I think that'd be a lot. I think that would be a little bit reactionary.
It was really half of a bad year after an injury.
True. All right, let's close out these guys and get out of here. Last 2 picks, D winners. That's a sneaky good pick.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of positivity out of D winners.
He'll be our 3rd linebacker next year.
Not mad at that. And then Braden Willis. Nope. What has Braden Willis been doing? Nothing on special teams or anything. Hey, man.
But he's your typical late round draft pick, though. He's a guy that you pick that has some talent, has some skills. You hope he turns into something. And if he doesn't, who cares?
Definitely. All right. Last year's draft, which we know, Ricky Pearsall, 31, Ronaldo Green, 64, Dominic Pooney, 86, Malik Mustafa, 124, Isaac Grando, 129, Jacob Cowing, 135. Now, if you want to talk about getting bang for your buck, Ricky Pearsall played, Ronaldo Green played, Dominic Moody started the entire season, Malik Mustafa played heavily, Isaac Grando played heavily, as well as Jacob Cowing. That's a draft right there. Now, This is my thing. These guys played, they did well, but we only won 6 freaking games. So you have to ask yourself, look, are these guys hitting because it ain't no choice but to look okay on a bad team? Or let me ask you this. Last year, we were a Super Bowl team, right? We were a Super Bowl appearing team last year, right? NFC champions. I'm going to go down these names and you tell me who could have started on this team last year. Okay? Ricky Pearsall.
No.
Ronaldo Green.
If you consider the 3rd corner a starter, yes.
Okay. Dominic Pooney.
Yes.
So you got 2 yeses. Malik Mustafa.
Yes. I think he would have started over Jair Brown.
Me too. Okay. Isaac Grando.
No.
Nope. I don't think he'd have played on this team last year. Jacob Cowing.
No.
Nope.
He'd
I don't think so
have a
either.
hard time making the team. We still like
He
Ronnie
had a
Bell.
hard time making the. Yep. Jarrett Kingston.
No.
Nope. And Tatum Bethune.
No.
Nope. So that answers your question a little bit. About half of the guys that we named, we got about 6 guys that actually were contributors, but about half of them don't make this team last year. If you know, so some of it is we got a lot of production out of guys because there was a lot. Quite honestly, there was a lot of production to go around. There was a lot of time and a lot of reps to go around. Guys were getting hurt, so there's a lot of ways how to make lemonade out of lemons. But this year's draft, like I said, I'm looking for the trenches to get handled, man. What you got for the rest of the day, bro?
I'm getting married in a couple of months, so I'm literally out just shopping for the wedding.
Look at my man getting married. Wedding bells all the way around. My boy Charlie Boy's getting married. Let the wedding bells sing. Charlie Boy's in love. Look at God. I understand. Hey, bro, it's been an amazing call, man. I'll call you after this, man. Get at you. Thanks for the call, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. Take care.
Talk to you. All right, guys. It's been another good call-in show. I want to thank Jonas. Want to thank my boy Warren. Want to thank my guy CJ Ruthless. Also want to get Chunder Boy in here. Roscoe, you were supposed to be in here and you left, you bum. Get it together. This is your coach from the Coaches Huddle. Guys, stay low and keep your feet moving. I will be back at it with more shows of the 4-man front next week on Tuesday. We also will have the Faithful Review and the coaches meeting. All right. So stay tuned for all of those. And don't look now, but next weekend, we call in the Super Bowl. That's right. We call in the Super Bowl. It's your boy, the coach. Stay low and keep your feet